There's no rest for the wicked, as they say. The Premier League season's just concluded, and we're back for DR Sports Game Day Live. England International, Malta versus England, European qualifiers, and as usual, I'm joined by an array of brilliant guests. On my left,
thank you very much.
Ty is in the house. How are you doing, mate?
Yeah, fine, thank you.
Recovering from the season?
Yeah. I'm
over it.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm over it. I'm just chilling. There's a lot of things that need to be done, which we hopefully will do next season. So it's just a continuation on. But I'm cool. The season's over, so it's all right. But thank you very much to DR Sports for inviting me, and let me be the first to say congratulations to you for West Ham, because you're one of, like I was saying before off air with Lee, you're one of the nicest people and also the nicest fans, and the way you are with me. So with me, I'm really, really happy for you.
Thank you
for winning it. No, it's true. It's cool, because like I said,
that's not what a lot of other Arsenal fans have been saying, but we'll get to that later.
That's fair enough, but I can only say the way you are to me. The way you are to me is brilliant. So I'm very happy for you.
And to my right, the judge is in the house. He was in to cast an eye over everything. Are you over the season, Lee?
Yeah.
Been away.
All dust it all off now, like, you know.
Exactly.
I just say I did want West Ham to win.
So did I.
But I didn't want Man City to win. I'll be honest.
Nor did I. Nor did I.
Lukaku, never be forgiven as far as I'm
concerned. No, but he's unlucky though.
Unlucky?
I think he's unlucky.
Unlucky? It was an open goal.
The one that hit him. What about the one that hit him?
Well, I don't give him one. He had an open goal, and what was the worst thing about it was in a bar where there was a lot of Man City fans.
Yeah.
Right, as it's come across, it's a goal, isn't it? I'm up and away. 2 minutes later, sit down, shut up, down, shut up. You know what I mean? I sit there and I could not watch the trophy. I've not seen them lift the trophy.
Nor have I. I didn't watch that. I
walked out as soon as the game finished.
I didn't watch that.
Really?
So, yeah.
No, I didn't watch that.
But anyway. I did stay and watch Declan lift the trophy.
Thanks, mate. Yeah.
He's Declan now, is he?
Declan now.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to say this now, like, you know, it's a lot of money for some rice, isn't it, like, you know what I mean? Come on, like, you know what I mean?
You're right.
Get a couple of good sides with it, mate.
Very good.
£3 in my Chinese, all right, you know what I mean? They want 90 million, like, you know what I mean?
Very good.
You West Ham fans.
Best rice you'll ever have, mate. Actually, you had Pat Rice.
Yes, we had Pat Rice. We didn't pay 90 million for him, like, you know what I mean?
We did. Well,
90 quid more, like.
If we're lucky enough to get him, but the question should be, Nick, is how are you here?
What do you mean?
How are you here? Because you must be absolutely... Aren't you? You should still be celebrating, shouldn't you?
I was till about 10 minutes ago. They had to take a beer off me at the door. But yeah, I mean, it's obviously brilliant for us. You know, you support a club all your life.
Yeah.
And you never see a trophy, and then you see one. I'm a dying happy man now, Mickey Mouse trophy or not. But anyway, we are here for the England International, Malta versus England, European qualifiers. This is too fucking quick for me, if I'm honest. Am I right or am I wrong?
Well, it's a difficult one for me, because, you know, like, it's like the England players now, they've had about a week off. Then they've got to go and do this, and then they're going to have another couple of weeks off, and it's a short window, and all, because of the World Cup and all that. Yeah, so, like, you know, they've got to be back on the beginning of July.
That's what I mean. So where did they get time to rest? I don't understand.
So they have after this, they've got another 3 weeks off, and then they've got to go back. So it's a really weird thing that these internationals, like, at the end of the day, I'm going to be really honest, they've had the internationals during our season, like, you know, the season.
Yeah.
And why have them now?
Exactly.
Should have just said, look, you know.
Why not do it a week before the Premier League season finishes? Do you know what I mean? Like, do it the week before the season.
Do it in the season.
Yeah, like, or a couple of weeks before. Get it over and done with. Then let them finish the Premier League season, Champions League, European Cup, whatever they got to do, and then go on holiday and rest, because
exactly.
It's a bit I mean, even if you look at the lineup, we're talking about the lineups in a second, but when you look at the lineup, there's no Man City player involved at all.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, they've just played the Champions League final a week ago, less than a week ago.
Yeah,
and
it's like 6 days ago.
So then, if that's the case, then Declan Rice shouldn't have played then, because he played in the UEFA Conference Final.
Yeah, that was a week and a half ago.
Yeah, but even still though,
hold on a minute. All of a sudden, Declan Rice shouldn't be playing.
No, I'm not saying.
You know what I mean? What's going on here? All of a sudden, it's Declan Rice shouldn't be playing this game.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, if the Man City players are not allowed to play, then others shouldn't be allowed to play them. The Man City players should be in the squad. or they don't go out getting whatever. Because that's not fair. No, it's true though.
The thing is with the Man City fans, I don't know about Declan Rice, if I'll be honest, but at least those Man City players, they haven't even had a break yet. They've come straight from the game.
From the pub.
From the pub or from the game, but straight to here, where the likes of Maddison, I'm picking on him because he's there now, and Ramsdale and all that. They've at least had 3 or 4 days off or a week off before coming here.
But Lee, that's not enough because the thing is...
No, that ain't enough.
Because the reason why I'm saying that, Lee and Nicky, is because I'm looking what happened to Bukayo and he was burnt out, and that's partly because he played every single second of England internationals when he didn't need to.
Yeah.
Now, if he didn't get burnt out, that's fine. He got burnt out and then it cost us, and that's why I'm annoyed. Because why then? Whatever Jack Grealish wants to do, I even know Jack, so I'm not going to say Grealish. Whatever Jack wants to do, that's fine. But to me, if you're on injury, whatever you do, you turn up, or then you don't get into any shape. That's not fair then, because those players are not burnt. If they were burnt out, they wouldn't have won the league. And that's one of the reasons why we didn't win the league, in my opinion, because Bukayo was playing every single minute and he didn't need to. And that's what's.
Well, I remember when we was in the international game. I don't know what game it was now. When you thought, all right, he's going to come off now, and they kept him on. You know,
he kept on for the whole 90 minutes.
For the whole 90 minutes, and
but yeah, other players were taken off.
Yeah.
Other players were rested.
You know, like I just think like these games here, like we got Malta and
North Macedonia.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like really, so you could. You know, do you have to play like for instance, what's Pickford playing for today? We know what Pickford can do.
This is a good point.
But it's a competitive game.
It is.
Yeah, he's playing Malta though.
No, I understand it, but listen.
Well, give respect.
Yeah, I think you've got to give every opponent respect, because you know what happens when you can this is a competitive game. This is why I'm a little bit not peeved, but I'm a little bit not understanding why. Obviously, you know, Man City players are a hub of the England team, right? You got the likes of Phil Foden, Jack Grealish that play regularly.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, Kyle Walker. John Stones that are not, that are normally in that competitive team, and just because they've played last week,
they've been rested.
They've been excused. Yeah.
No, but that's wrong. That's really wrong.
But that's what I'm saying. So if you're going to excuse them, then give certain other players.
Excuse Bukayo.
Ramsdale should be playing.
Yeah, I think he should be playing anyway. Like, you know what I mean, regardless. But I think Pickford's had his time. But.
We'll have to talk about Pickford in a second, because he's there is a few positions I think that could potentially, with the Euros coming up, that could be changing. Pickford, he's not had the best couple of seasons, is he?
No, I think he's.
With Everton.
Listen, I think he's done. Listen, the one thing I will say, and in his defence, he's never really let England down. He's never really had a. But I just think if you've got to look to improve, and I don't. I think that why haven't we got over the line on certain positions? Because I think that goalkeeping one is one of them. So I'm not being biased because it's Ramsdale. You know what I mean?
Ramsdale.
But Pope as well. You know what I mean? Deserves a chance.
Starts tonight. Obviously,
does he?
And that's this is what we're saying.
I'll tell you what. He'll leave Man United and get regular football, and then he'll be dropped. Do you know why he will be dropped? No, seriously.
Why?
Because he'll have a few bad games and get found out and get dropped. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. Like, there's players in this. Like, who's I can't remember.
Have many worse games, Lee. Surely.
Grealish is there.
I can't remember who.
They're there. They're just
who's been left out of the squad? Sterling. Sterling, right, has been left out of the squad because he hasn't played well. Right.
But he's been playing though.
But he's been playing.
Exactly.
Calvin Phillips hasn't.
But Calvin Phillips is still there. He's not had a game.
Exactly.
So so sometimes by playing so I think for me, if I'm Maguire, I think I better once I start getting found out in the Premier League, I'm going to lose my England place. So might as well be on the bench for Man United. Some of the decisions that this manager makes just baffles me. I've got to say.
We have these discussions every time England play now, but do you think you have to? There are certain players that you have to have in just because you've got to keep a core, or do you think it should be based purely on form?
A little bit of both, but I do think that if a player's not playing, there used to be a time when if you weren't playing in the top league, you weren't picked. But now you're not getting picked. I'm sorry, I get that on the thing, but Maguire should not be in the England squad. There's no reason, because he's not playing for his club.
Exactly.
And if you're looking at on that rules, and you're saying, right, well, okay, I'm going to play Maguire because he's never let England down.
So why is Ben not playing?
Has Sterling never let England down?
So why is Ben not playing then? It's not a football issue because there's no way. How's Ben not playing? How's Maguire playing over Ben? Ben White, obviously. How's Maguire playing over?
I think Eric Dyer. Is Eric Dyer in the squad? I think he's in the squad.
Well, let's have a look at the team. We can grab the team up for the second. Let's have a look at the team.
Trent's playing.
Trent is playing. It's Pickford, Shaw, Gahey, Maguire, Trippier, Trent, Rice, Henderson, Maddison, Saka.
Bukayo!
It's a strong side, but again, there's no... on the bench is Ramsdale, Johnston, Walker, Stones, Mings, Phillips. I thought Mings may have got a chance. He played well towards the end of the season. Phillips, Gallagher, Eze, Grealish, Rashford, Foden, and Wilson.
Right, so why? Go on then. So why Wilson? Why ain't he playing today?
And why is Eberechi not playing as well?
We should leave Harry Kane out. We know what Harry Kane can do. He's got, you know what I mean.
Let them start.
He's a fantastic player. We all know that, goal scorer and everything like that.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, what happens if he gets injured? You know what I mean? What do we do then? You know, these are the two games that you'd sort of look at players like
Eberechi and Callum Wilson, definitely.
Let's have a look at Malta's team. Bonello, Apap, Borg, the captain, Muscat.
That's not Kevin Muscat, is it?
Well, do you remember him?
No.
Yes, I was going to say. Was he related to Muscat?
Years ago.
Yeah, he was a dirty player, he was.
Yeah, he played for Millwall, didn't he?
And Bong, yeah, he did, yeah. Christensen, Ty, do you want to have a go at that one?
I think that's...
Gourmelia, Galumier, Tuma, Attard, and Woko and Jones. And on the bench, there's another Muscat down there somewhere. I can see that. But
I wonder if they're related to
Gresh, De Bono,
got to cut the balls.
Zuli, Shaw, Corbelan, Borg.
Oh, Corbelan.
Gresh, Muscat.
I think he plays in the Championship, Corbelan.
Yannick,
Demesh, Stariano, and then Gabriel. There we go.
I reckon they'd probably be better at tennis with Borg in there, so
it's easy. I think Muscat is actually a traditional Maltese name.
Is it?
Yeah, okay. I think it's. Let's take a couple of these super chats from the chat and get involved in this as well. Tyrell Ogunlabi, make up your mind.
Make up my mind.
Ghana or England?
Ghana, Nigeria, and England.
And Dave Jordan, £2 says, Ty, does Rosa come into us for free make up for RVP?
Well, if it is true, which I hope it is, but I never believe nothing. No, of course it doesn't. Of course it doesn't, because it's the men's and the women's game. Nothing can ever make up for that. But it would be nice.
Let me take this one as well from Kebron Renzi. Nicky, why the hell isn't Rashford starting? Now that's a good point. A magnificent season last season.
The reason was because Maddison played well in the last game when he was injured. So, you know, that's
the last England game.
Yeah. Do you remember he was injured and he got caught going to America, didn't he, or something like that? And then,
that's right. Yes. And
then he come back. But I don't think that's been against him. But Maddison played well in the last game, if I remember rightly. Like, you know, so I think that's only fair.
Listen, to me, sorry, go on.
No.
So to me, I don't know why Eberechi and Callum Wilson aren't starting. It's a perfect game to play them without any disrespect to more. It's a perfect game to play them. Where I
think we might, if a few goes fly in the first sort of 20 minutes, I think we may see a lot of changes.
But why not start them and give them that experience?
Because I'm going to play devil's advocate. Yeah, it's a competitive game.
It is.
Against whoever. If it's the dog and duck from down Highbury Way, I'd still be playing.
Why did you have to say Highbury Way?
Well, it was just something.
You said Stratford.
I looked at one of the signs on the telly.
You said Stratford.
Okay, dog and duck down Stratford High Street. I would be playing, Harry Kane. I'd be playing Declan. I'd be playing my full. Even the Man City players. I want to have none of them resting because it has to. You get the job done, and then get them off. That's my opinion.
Fair enough. That's fair enough.
Because you just never know. You know, people saying, "Are you scared of Malta?" No, we're not scared of Malta. But you have to be professionally. You have to be professional in your approach.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
And if your top team, your strongest team is available, you pick them.
That's fair enough. Yeah, that's fair enough.
I'll disagree to a little bit. I think that there's players in there. If you're an England international, you should be good enough to beat Malta. So. I think you could play a weakened team here tonight. and still win comfortably.
Right, let's open this debate up again as well. This is a lovely one that we always get when we're watching England. If England want to go anywhere, says Rob 101, sack Southgate.
I'm with him.
Don't agree.
Why? Let's go you first.
Because I just don't think he's good enough.
Everything that he's done for us.
Everything he's done for us, I'll tell you what, everything he's done for us, I think any other manager would have got us where we got there. Got us to where we got. I really do. I don't think that we've been very, very fortunate. We've been draws in the tournaments, the teams that we've played. Every time we've come up against a decent side, we've lost. And I just don't agree with some of the things that he does. You know, by continuing to back players that don't even play in the team. He's got players that are playing really, really well in the Premier League clubs. And I'm going to bring up Ben White because you know it's. I watch Ben White every week, week in, week out. To watch him and for him not to be in the England squad over the likes of Dyer and over the likes of Maguire
shows it's not football.
Shows it's not quite right.
Rob Resney says, Nicky, do you think Southgate hates Abraham, Tomori, Rashford, and Ben White? There's no way those shouldn't be starting.
I don't think,
or at least.
I don't think he hates them. No.
No, I just think he's got his favourites, you know what I mean, like for whatever reason. And I just don't... Listen, I'll tell you this now, like, why hasn't he been linked with... Tottenham just had a new manager, Chelsea. Why hasn't he... If he's this great, why hasn't he been linked with those jobs? Tell me why. Like, you know, would you be happy if he was to take over at West Ham? I don't think you would.
No, I'll be honest, I wouldn't be too pleased if I'm honest. It's a funny one, isn't it? Because he wasn't a great club manager, was he? Let's be honest. He went to Middlesbrough.
Done all right.
Won them their first ever trophy.
He done all right at Middlesbrough.
Wasn't great.
But he won them their first ever trophy.
Yeah.
Okay. Did he? What was that?
Yeah, I don't know what was.
I thought that was Steve McLaren.
The Worthington Club. No, that was.
Didn't they win the FA Cup?
Yeah, I think it was Steve McLaren. I think you'll find.
No. That was Gareth Southgate.
Nah, I'm not having it.
Yeah, they won.
I'm not having it, Ty. Right? It was Steve McLaren.
It was Gareth Southgate.
It was Steve McLaren.
Shiv said it was Steve McLaren. Oh, but I don't know. I'm just going.
I could be. I
know you're wrong. I know you're wrong. Like, you know what I mean?
If I'm wrong, I do.
Hoss says Ben White's not in the squad because he acted like a dick at the World Cup.
Does
anyone know what
actually
happened at the World Cup?
No, they don't. But then, Hoss, please use sensible language. Tell us how he acted silly. Because to me,
he did go home.
He did go home, but from what England came out and said, they said they're supporting Ben. So they didn't diss him.
Yeah, I think they just said that. So I think he threw his toys out because he didn't play, like he weren't in the squad. But there was a game. Yeah, we've got no proof on that.
No, we haven't.
But the proof that I think that you have got that is that when he did what you said, Ty, he said, we're supporting him and all that. Yeah. The next England squad come out and he was left out.
Left out, yeah.
And being Arsenal's best defender, so you know it tells it all. Like something happened between the squads and all that, like you know.
But then, can I say Lee, Nicky, and to Hoss as well? If that's the case, and I'm not saying Ben did that. If he did that, what happened when Harry Maguire was in Greece? Then was that acting sensible? But yeah, he still was in England squad. Remember? Now I don't know what he did.
Listen,
we don't know what's happened.
Rashford was injured and he went on holiday.
That's what I'm saying, Nick. But that's what I'm saying. So I obviously have to be careful what I say. But Harry Maguire got into, let's say, a kerfuffle. But yet he didn't get dropped for. No, it's true.
I haven't heard that word for a long time.
There you go. In a kerfuffle.
You know,
to put it lightly. Yeah, it was a bit of a pickle he got.
I like that. Obviously, other foods are available, but he didn't get dropped, did he? Did he get dropped? He never got dropped, did he? He never got dropped.
He got Bell.
Well, I don't know. Got in big trouble.
Yeah, but he didn't get dropped, did he?
No,
no, he didn't.
Exactly. So,
they've got a super chat here. Mazin Pervez says, Tydo, do you know Riley Reid? Would you take her at Arsenal?
Who?
Riley Reid.
Riley Reid. She sounds familiar. I'd have to look up on her. But she's a good player. Listen, of course we'd take her.
Anyone who's wondering what channel the game's on, it's on Channel 4
Channel 4
in the UK. So
obviously other channels are available.
Yeah, keep us on your screens. Just put the TV on to Channel 4.
Yeah, take the commentary off and listen to us.
Exactly. This is a lot better.
Yeah. We'll try.
I'm dead. Everyone's laughing over the kerfuffle.
Oh. Well, that's the best way I could put it, I suppose.
I like that word now. Like, there's a kerfuffle on the pitch.
I'm going to start using that.
Thank you.
Let's talk. Look, he's not starting today, but Jude Bellingham has just gone to Real Madrid. I didn't see him on the bench. Did you?
No, he's injured, isn't he?
Is he?
Yeah. Oh, he's injured, but he passed his medical.
That was quick.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think Bellingham just the same hype as Dele Alli back in 2015-16.
No.
Alli was the most expensive English player back then. Was he?
Possibly.
Possibly seen that. No, I don't know about that.
I think not. And I don't want to disrespect Dele, but you know, the way Dele acted later on in his career, I don't see Jude Bellingham.
He's not finished yet.
Like no, that's what I mean. Like I said, later on in his career, I don't see Jude Bellingham acting the same way. Because any time I've seen Jude Bellingham, he spoke fantastically and acted in a much mature way that you'd think he's nearly 30 years old, the way he talks and the way he carries on. So I don't believe any of the success that he's fortunate to have will get to his head.
It's a great point though that's being made there, because I don't see Jude. I think Jude Bellingham is an outstanding player
and person as well. The way he carries on.
Yeah, but
absolutely
going back a few years ago, if someone was said to me in 2 years' time, Dele Alli couldn't get in Everton's team, I'd laugh.
You wouldn't believe that, exactly.
You know what I mean? He was. I didn't like it. I actually shouted out to him once when "You're the reason I can't support England." You know?
Did he hear you?
Because I hated him because he was good, wasn't he?
He was good. Yeah,
he was good.
He was annoyingly good.
He was annoyingly good. You know what I mean? Like dropped into that little hole, and was. The drop-off, by the way, you know, like the Spurs fans used to sing, didn't he? He's better than Ozil and all that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the drop-off between Ozil and him was unbelievable.
Of course, they used to sing a lot of things which weren't true, but, you know, I digress.
Let's get some predictions then. This for me, it's got to be
Andros Townsend.
A walkover. It's got to be.
I'm going 8.
Ooh.
Fair?
I'm going 5-0.
I'm going to go 6. Yeah, I'm going to go 6.
You know, I've always, nothing against Malta, but
nobody as well.
I've always sort of looked at Malta as a nice holiday place.
Yes.
Popeye Village, there.
The Maltese Falcon.
Did you say Popeye Village?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll tell you in a minute.
I've been there at Malta. It's a nice place.
Falcon.
Beautiful.
That was actually a programme title for the A-Team. Have you ever seen it? The Maltese Falcon.
What's he talking about?
No, I don't know.
You remember the A-Team? You remember the A-Team?
I remember the A-Team.
Yeah, there was an episode called the Maltese Falcon. Believe it or not. And even Lee, you nearly. I've got to give you the prize for mentioning this first song, because you said that. Tell me why. If I carry on, I don't like Mondays by the Boomtown Rats. Well done to Lee judges.
Now you're talking a class record. That was over, and they sung that about
murder.
A murderer who went into a school, didn't he? And shot kids. That's why he done it.
Did you know that?
Did you not know that? Yeah, and they asked him. They asked.
It was a lady.
It was a lady. They asked the lady. Yes, right. They asked her, "Why did you kill them all?" And she said,
"I don't like Mondays."
I don't like Mondays.
It's actually tragic. It's a good song, but it's a tragic tale. We'll talk about that a little bit. Come on, let's get some. All right, 8, 6, 5. Let's get some in the chat. 3-0 Malta, says Young Fora.
You know what? I want to say something, but I better not, because stranger things have happened.
Yeah, exactly. 1-0 Malta, says Ahmed. Tyrell Gunner TV says 5-0 England.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, loads of England stuff coming in.
Bukayo hat-trick, by the way. Actually,
Bukayo!
2-1 Malta.
Actually, 5 goals for Bukayo. How about that? 5 goals for Bukayo.
Southgate out. 1-0 Malta. 9-0 Malta, says safe. 8-0 England.
They really want us to say something. I'm not saying anything.
So obviously, can we just talk a little bit about Trent? Because obviously, they're playing him in different positions today. He's not going to be playing right wing, is he? Obviously, Trippier's in at right back, so he looks like he's going to be playing right wing now.
Yeah.
I mean, he's had a good season.
He's short. Look how short he is there. That's unreal, isn't it?
That is unreal.
Good player.
If I was Trippier, I'd make sure I didn't stand in between two centre halves.
Yeah, with you.
Yeah.
I stand with I'd go Harry Kane, mascot.
I'd stand next to the mascot or Luke Shaw, but it made him look a lot smaller than what he probably is here.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Yeah.
What was you saying?
About Trent's position.
Trent's position, yes, that's it. Trent's position. Had a very good season. as this hybrid sort of right back, centre midfielder, that sort of thing.
I think he's had a season like Liverpool, bit erratic.
Yeah,
you know
I think
I think he's played well.
I'm a big fan of it. I do think he's a very, very good footballer.
Superb player and got unfair criticism. In my opinion.
I think he's always been given a little bit more. Yeah, I agree with that. I think he's got a lot of stick for his defending, and instead of people looking at
what he does do.
Exactly. Yeah. And why are we like that at times with players? You know what I mean? Like, you know, look at what he does good and concentrate on that
instead of what he doesn't do.
What he
or she doesn't do.
You know what? I was talking about this with the guys just before our cup final. I mean, I don't know whether you know, but before we played the cup final, they had a game on the Sunday, which would have been their final game of the season. Fiorentina. Yeah. They moved it back to the Friday, which is unprecedented, to give them extra time.
Okay.
They get so much support from their press,
they do.
Their FA, you know. And we just, if that had been us, if we'd have had a game on the Sunday,
we'd have had to play
to the Monday night.
You'd have had to play. Yeah.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's unprecedented.
Yeah, it's always happened.
Last game of the seasons all meant to kick off at the same time. They moved it back to the Friday to give themselves extra. Didn't do them any fucking favours.
Because West Ham are massive, aren't they?
But it didn't help them out. But
it could have. But it gave them every opportunity, which I think.
I just think this is country.
It is. I don't understand.
To bring people off pedestals.
Have you had a photo yet with the?
Yeah, I did.
With the vase.
I had it before.
Yeah,
it was out in the square, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, looks.
Before the game?
What is it? Is it a vase or is it? Well, actually, it's a funny looking
before the
trophy.
game. That's interesting.
It's lovely.
Yeah, I'm not knocking it.
Trophy. It's a trophy. Little bits of metal that are all twisted round, and it's got a nice cup inside it, and all the bottom of it's hot. It's lovely. Honestly, I think it's the best looking one. To be honest with you, it's the one I would have wanted if I'd have chose all three of them. I would have said, yeah, go on, win that one.
But hold on, Nick. So sorry. So you took a picture of it before?
Yes.
Really?
It was out
so you're not superstitious then, because you know the reason why I say
I'll take a picture of them and we win them.
Yeah,
that's my superstition from now.
Because a lot of players wouldn't touch the trophy before coming out.
Absolutely,
I wouldn't touch it.
And do you know why that is?
I didn't touch it
because that happened. Gattuso. When Liverpool beat AC Milan, you know when the famous
he touched the trophy.
He touched the trophy, and AC Milan didn't win, and they were 3-0 up. So you know what I mean. But that's interesting. You took a picture, but you didn't touch it. That's quite interesting.
I'm going to bring another word, but I think that's a load of mumbo jumbo. To be quite honest. Come on, Briss. Look, we're going to get round to this in a second. Look, we're just about to kick off. They're just exchanging what are they called?
Pennants,
yes.
As tradition is, and they're going to do the coin toss now. Let me get round to this really quick, because I've been going backwards and forwards with Arsenal fans. Nicky, what do you guys think about? No, that is not the question, but I'll ask this one anyway. We'll get round to the other one.
Yeah.
South London's finest said, Nicky, what will West Ham do with the Rice money? And if he leaves, are you worried about relegation?
That's a bit harsh.
No, I'm not worried about relegation. I've mentally accepted that he was going for a long time.
Yeah,
I mentally checked out about 2 years ago that we're not keeping hold of him. So
yeah, you said that. Yeah.
What do we do with the money?
Which is a shame, really. I think.
What would I do with the money? Is I'd buy some fucking good players with it. What I think our chairman would do with the money is stuff it in his pocket and run away. But there we go.
Let's hope not.
I'm not worried about relegation. No, I think we'll be better next year. You know, we have these players. They come and they go. You know, we have our great players, and then they leave us.
Yeah.
You know, life goes on. You know, he may still be here next year.
He might.
I doubt it.
He might.
That's what I would say. But what would I do with the money? I'd spend it wisely. That's what I would do.
I think what they do is, you know, bring in a couple of midfield players, a striker.
They kicked off.
Yeah. And I think that. West Ham will be all right. I think that sometimes you can rely a little bit too much on one player. And listen, the position that he plays, he's not going to get you to the Champions League.
Yeah, well,
I think it's a very.
You need another 3 or 4 players.
I think it's a very, very important position. But the club, and if the club was to get taken over, or they showed a bit of ambition, I've got no doubt in my mind he'd stay. I think he loves us. He genuinely loves us.
Yeah.
But for his career, He needs to go.
But I'll tell you this now, and I'll be really honest. If Arsenal spend the £100 million on him,
yeah,
we won't win the league. We need more than that.
You need more than that, but
that's what I'm saying. So it's
true.
It's part of a
statement, no league.
Yeah, it's a part of a jigsaw you need. And what I'm saying with that goes with West Ham as well. I think West Ham, if they were to get free players out of the money that they get, they'd be better off than the one player in Declan Rice. That's my opinion. You know, but I'm not slagging off no one.
Possibly.
But Arsenal would still need to spend a lot more money.
That's true.
But I've always said I've got a feeling that at Arsenal we'll play a different position. I think he'll be the one going box to box. I think
if we did that's
if we get him.
That's it.
Because I've seen him play that position. I never forget the game. You'll remember it, Nicky, when it was the non-league team. I know it's only the non-league team.
When he scored in injury time.
They scored injury. Just picked the ball up and just ran. And it was a lot more of the Rover stuff. You know what I mean?
You were there, weren't you?
Yeah, I was there. Yeah.
Who was it against?
Kidderminster.
That's it.
You know what I mean? Otherwise, West Ham would have been humiliated that day. And from that moment on, I know it's only Kidderminster, but I admired him for that.
Yeah.
He just picked the ball up and said, right, I've got to do this.
The thing is, whoever gets him, and
we'll be very lucky.
Will be you're getting not only a world-class player, in my opinion, and I know that's up for debate, but a world-class person and a world-class a kid that's so focused and so will give everything to you without even thinking about it. He's never going to be one of these geezers that going into the manager's office, why aren't I playing? I want to be playing. If I'm not, he's never going to be one of them. He's so focused, he's so respectful, he's got fantastic people around him, and whoever gets him are going to be a very, very lucky club. And whoever's going to pay, if you've got to pay £100 million for him, he's worth £100 million just for his personality alone.
Oh, that's nice.
In my opinion.
Absolutely. What I will say, first of all, let me say that, first of all, for the viewers, can you please send in your football questions, please? I always like to have a challenge. I always beat everybody, so beating Nick and Lee won't be nothing.
Cool. I see the quiz on the other day. You struggled on bleeping Jorginho. Don't worry about that.
When you say that. But to be fair, he's Brazilian Italian. To be fair, he's not.
Well, no, but he is, and
let's see tonight. I'm only joking. No, they are very knowledgeable. But one thing I would say about Declan Rice is if he is to leave, and that's if, because he's
leaving. We've accepted it. He's going to leave.
Yeah,
he needs.
Listen,
the club want him to go. Look, even if Declan Rice can sit there and say, "Look, I want to stay here," chairman wants him out because he needs to get that money.
Oh. Well, that's a shame. What I will say, if it is, what you cannot script a better ending for him. It's a fairy tale ending, isn't it? That's one thing I will say.
Listen, I'll love that boy forever. He'll always be.
It's a fairy tale ending.
He'll always be.
Well, even if he goes to Arsenal,
anyone. Yeah, if he walks up in a Tottenham shirt, I might have a couple of doubts. But mate, I've got no. He's earned a move to wherever he wants to go. If he thinks Arsenal's the best place for him, go to Arsenal. Be happy. If it makes you happy, if you can progress your career, if you think you're going to be the piece of the puzzle that wins the trophies, if it was me, I'd probably go to Man City because they're guaranteed trophies. But that's
true. That's true.
But if he wants to go to Arsenal, go to Arsenal. If he wants to go to Southampton, go to Southampton. He's earned that to me. He's put his time in with us. Can't ask much more from him. Even the chairman said, who's a sack of shit at times, but even the chairman said he'd give up £10 million in wages.
Yeah, I thought that was
because he could have signed that deal. He'd give up £10 million in wages to stay with us and to to try and win a trophy with us, and he has won it. And
that's amazing.
You're not going to get a better boy for your money.
That's amazing. The thing, I don't think he'd go to Man City because would he be playing every week? Whereas if he is to go to us.
I think everybody just so like fancy coming for you and all that. I think there's cross. At the end of the day, I think someone like Harry Kane would be looking at that man. Obviously they wanted him at Man City, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Before Haaland, yeah.
He must be looking at that now going, because I do think that if he was playing for Man City,
he probably would be doing the same.
He would have got 50, 60
Yeah,
goals.
he would have been doing the same. He probably would have. Yeah,
I think he's a better footballer than Haaland, if I'll be honest.
But
not saying better goal scorer. I think he's a better footballer.
I think Haaland's the athlete. I think he's he's a machine. But Kane has got intelligence. Intelligence will come Oh. Intelligence will come with Haaland, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh, good strike.
Oof. Oh, free kick.
Free kick.
Okay. Well, interesting.
It says West Ham want to put pressure on Arsenal. City don't want him. I think there's a place at City for him because Stones was playing in the midfield.
Possibly. Well, who knows? But you say that.
If City want him, they'll take him. If they don't want him,
City have also got to watch their wage bill because if you ever look at their wage bill on all the players, they've got players are on 300, 350. 300, 200, 200, 200.
Yeah.
You know, fair play comes into the field. Like
you don't know. Listen, we don't know what's coming. There's a lot of there's a lot of shit going on there at the minute. You know,
exactly.
we don't know what's coming.
Uncertainty, isn't there? Like, you know what I mean? So, you know, there's no smoke without fire. Is
there? There's not at all.
Oh, it's a tricky ball.
It'd be fascinating if they get found guilty. That would be fascinating. It really would. It would turn everything on its head.
It just goes past players like they're not there, doesn't he, Saka?
Billy Faraday says, Nicky, tell them about your tweet, proper Arsenal hater. Now, these boys have known me for many years, right?
Yep.
Now, my tweet basically said that just because you finish second once, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're back on top.
No.
Right? Now, I'm just saying, I just need a little bit more of it. I never mentioned Declan Rice. Yeah. I never mentioned a transfer about Declan Rice. Declan Rice would help Arsenal infinitely, right?
Yeah.
All I said is that, you know, I've heard, and I'm going to say this now, I sat in a pub 20 years ago after the Invincible team, and my mate said they're going to dominate for years and years to come, and it never happened. All I'm saying is that I just need a little bit more evidence to suggest that, you know,
because you look at it and think it's a one-off, but I've watched them all this season.
I don't think it's one-off.
And I think that Arsenal.
But I'm not a hater.
No, I think Arsenal are in a very, very good position. I think what Arsenal got to do, I've said it before, is go big in this window, and we won't have to go big for a few more years because we'll all have a young,
good ball,
young side that will.
Lob him 1-0.
Oh, it's an own goal, I think. Oh, let's give a free kick, I believe. Is it? No, is it? What's going on?
It's a goal, but it's an own goal.
What's a finish?
Harry Kane's not celebrating it.
Saka is though. He's having that.
It's a goal.
It's definitely a goal. It could be offside. No, he's held his run perfect.
No, perfect. No,
perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah, no. The 22's getting him on.
Perfect.
Drills it across.
Own goal.
This Bukayo is just incredible.
If not, it'd have been Harry Kane.
So why does Bukayo?
1-0.
Why doesn't Harry Kane then go celebrate with? Why doesn't he go and congratulate Bukayo then? You see,
he does.
He didn't. He just walked off.
I think he might be a bit pissed off that geezer's just put it in.
Yeah, because he's like he was going to get a goal there, wasn't he? Like, you know what I mean? He's just
He's thinking, fuck's sake.
He's going, I'm not that close. I can't even claim it.
Great pass by Trent, though. I've got to say that.
Look, where's Kane?
I know we don't like Harry Kane for obvious reasons, but
in football terms, not in life terms.
I think he did go up to him and.
I hope so. But then when we say that, Lee, we say it in football terms. But I can't speak well of the man as a role model off the pitch. You know, it's just in football terms, isn't it? And disliking football.
Does he still sponsor Orient?
Yes.
I've gone off Orient.
I think he did. Why?
Because of the sponsorship, I think.
Yeah, he did. I think.
Become a Stevenage fan.
Obviously, other boroughs are available. Yeah, I think so. I think he did. No. Listen, disliking in football is not really. It's football. And that's what it should only be. You know, it's not real.
Finish it.
It's not real dislike. It's just football dislike, which is a lot different to real dislike.
Sure. Henderson. That's Henderson, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wasn't sure, but I take that.
Then? Oh, Maddison. England are playing in a minute.
Yeah.
Getting the feel of the ball.
Oh, listen, it's going to be a long 90 minutes for Malta.
Oh.
It's interesting though that he's playing Trent in midfield today, isn't it? I suppose because Bellingham's not available. If Bellingham's available, he probably wouldn't be playing, would he?
Calvin Phillips must be pissed off though.
Why?
Just because he can't get a game anywhere now, can he?
Well, no, that's his choice, isn't it?
He's won trophies, hasn't he?
Won trophies, but didn't play.
So I suppose he's He's got the. But it depends, isn't it? What do you want?
Good turn by Maddison. Who's he going to go to, Lee? Who's he going to, Maddison?
Well, if he wants Champions League football, we'll go to Newcastle, won't he? But if he wants to play
week in, week out.
Week in, week out.
We could buy him.
No, you're not massive enough.
Massive, mate.
I'd like to think he could suit you, but maybe he wants to play in Champions League.
Listen, if Spurs are very much in for him, aren't they? Like, you know what I mean?
He's not going to go to Tottenham.
He wants to play in the Champions League.
Exactly. He ain't going to go to Tottenham.
Spurs. He ain't got no European football.
No.
Yeah. I think he'd go to Newcastle. The funny thing is...
I think Spurs will struggle this season to convince players to come because...
I hope they do. Even though Postecoglou, I think, is a good manager.
Because of no European football. I think
yes.
You know, like, as you say, you know, West Ham have got...
I've got Europa League football. They've
got a big stadium. They're a pool.
Third successive European campaign for the first time in our history.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. And also, I believe the second biggest attendance in the Premier League last season.
I believe so, yeah.
Really?
Actually, yeah.
I think it's Man United, West Ham, Tottenham, Arsenal.
Okay.
I think you're right.
So what do you think about Moyes staying then? Are you happy then? Or is it a case of after doing that, they couldn't say thank you and goodbye?
I think they should have.
But would they be that harsh though? Would they be that cold?
There's something going on at West Ham at the minute because there's all this talk about this player going, that player going. Yeah. And listen, I've been a West Ham fan to know long enough that you have a couple of good seasons and a couple of bad seasons, right? Yeah. And I'm a little bit worried, not in terms of relegation, but just in terms of, you know, getting knocked out of Europe early and then, you know, lingering around mid-table. I don't think we'll get relegated. But you know, there's talks of the likes of Said Benrahma being sold on, Antonio being sold on. I think he's got to go, Antonio. I've had enough of him.
You've had enough of him?
I've had enough.
What do you make of what he said about
what do you think West Ham needed?
A change of direction, Lee. Just a change. I don't think, you know, I'm sick of watching Moyes ball, to be honest with you. It's just oof and run. And I don't know, if you want to be up there and compete, you've got to revolve. Yeah. And I don't think we're evolving.
So Moyes has decided now he don't want to go.
Listen,
who would you want as a manager?
I don't know. I ain't got no one on my short list, if I'm honest with you. But I would want them to go in a different direction. You know, get rid of these Moyes and the fucking Allardyces and all that. I ain't got a clue what they're doing anymore.
Get rid of him. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like you know, it's so their tactics and stuff are so stuck in the.
Yeah, but Moyes has won something, to be fair, hasn't he?
It's unreal.
He's won something with you.
He has. Yeah, he has. But I think, you know, sometimes I think it's despite of him, not because of him. You know, he's done very well to stabilise the club. Yeah. But, you know, football is changing. Maybe
he's
always
one of the favourites for that competition as well, I've got to say.
Yeah. And we said it at the top, you know.
Aston Villa will be next season.
Yeah, absolutely. And they'll enjoy every single fucking minute of it. That's what they will do.
Unai's done a great job. Fantastic.
What a turnaround that was. I mean, that is unreal.
They're a decent team. Villa got decent players, haven't they?
Absolutely. Well, the question is if he came there sooner, how much more would they have improved?
I just think with Steven Gerrard, if I'll be honest, made one massive mistake.
Which was?
When he outed Mings as captain. I think that was a...
Yes.
I look back, I'd love to have asked him that question when I see him, like, you know what I mean? Do you regret that? Because I do think that it upsets the apple cart, it upsets players, and I don't think it's the right... If you're going to out him as captain, then you out him as a player as well. You sell him. But they sort of kept you. I just think that looking at that was a mistake. I do feel that was a mistake.
Well, that's interesting.
Let's take some comments. The goal is onside. We know that. Yeah. And that was only posted a couple of minutes ago. Where is Robbie? He's gone home, mate. Well deserved as well. He's working hard.
He's in every day, isn't he? Like,
see how right it was in that AFTV studio earlier.
He don't have a day off really. Like virtually.
No, he doesn't.
You know, and he don't have if I was him, I'd be on holidays quite a lot, but he ain't like. You know what I mean, he's never has holiday.
We know you'd be on holiday all the time. You are on holiday every time.
I don't know if he's a workaholic or he's tight. I'm going to be really honest. We don't want to spend out for the holiday.
Bit of column, mate.
What do you reckon?
But where's the pizza? That's what I would say. Where's the pizza?
Actually,
we used to have beer in that. Look,
when we get a bottle of water now, which ain't cold. Obviously, when he's here, he has the fridge on. But when he's off, he says, "Turn that fridge off."
Obviously, other waters and other players.
And I've never actually seen him buy a round.
Really?
He bought me a bit of food. Like
I have.
Did he?
Yeah, he bought me a cheese and ham roll. And
when we go on the away trips, he don't. We ain't stopping. We ain't stopping.
You know what?
We ain't got time. We're gonna get there.
You're gonna get a message, didn't you? Know, I have seen Robbie shell out for a lot. To be fair, I have.
What's that then?
And he's going to be shelling out for pizza tonight. Thanks, Robbie.
Come on, production. We're hungry.
Food and drinks.
Been here all day.
Yeah, I think on a Friday night, when you're giving up, like your party night.
Your party night.
Something should be happening.
Can we ask where the party is?
No, I don't know. Well, it's funny because I think Robbie's here on Monday.
Yeah,
he's not here on the Friday.
Yeah, funny that.
Well, no, you did say
Andre
you've been
Thomas says West Ham are nobodies.
Well, no, that's not true. That's not true.
That's not true. I think Phillips will surprise everyone, says Sushby 007.
Will he?
Everyone next season, it's a trajectory with Pep of one season we are not played. Example, Cancelo, Grealish, Stones. There's not being played and then there's not being played.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like he literally made about one start he, in the Premier League all season.
Yeah.
Somebody said, how are you, Nicky? Recovered from the final? Just about. Somebody said Lukaku would be West Ham. Good for West Ham.
Do you think so?
I'll take him.
Possibly.
He ain't going to go West Ham.
No, he ain't going to go West Ham. But I'm just saying, like, if he was available,
as happens, he ain't going to want to stay at Chelsea, no, is he? Like no European.
Do you know what? I keep on forgetting he's still at Chelsea.
Yeah. He's a Chelsea player, isn't he? Like,
there's a lot of players that are knocking about at the minute, and they say, right, he's got like for us. It's I can't even remember his name. What was the geezer? The Croatian geezer. Vlasic. He said Vlasic don't want to stay at West Ham. I thought, is he fucking still here?
Vlasic, okay.
Vlasic.
Wow, yeah.
He's come back from like he wants to go to Torino permanently.
All right.
Fucking hell. I forgot
Chelsea got to do some.
They've got loads of players.
Do a clear out like Arsenal did, and it ain't easy.
There we go. Right. So a lot of people saying, "Oh, you've just won a trophy with Moyes." This is a sensible comment, right? Yeah. But players like Paqueta, Scamacca, and Ben Rama, why would you play with Moyes? Play like Moyes. That's a good comment. The players that we've got don't really fit his system. They haven't really.
So he's got to be a little bit more
flexible.
Pragmatic, like
He ain't going to do that.
Well, why not?
Because he ain't. Because he's set in his ways.
One winning a trophy, broadening his horizons. Then
you'd hope so. He should have gone to Celtic. He's a Celtic boy. The job come up at the right time. He should have just went, thank you very much. I appreciate everything that you've done. But my dream job's come up. Nobody would have batted an eyelid. I think that would have been the perfect way to end it for David Moyes.
Interesting.
Brendan Rodgers, though, they wanted, didn't they? They didn't want Moyes.
Yeah, but do the Celtic fans want him back? Is the question.
Well, the thing is, the ball did, and would David, if David Moyes didn't probably have the opportunity.
Yeah, but David Moyes is different to Brendan. It's the way Brendan Rodgers left, isn't it? Whereas if you look at Ange Postecoglou,
at the end of the day, he goes on like a list now of managers which you've won a trophy at West Ham. You can't put that.
No, you
can't knock that. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, he's given you something which you've been craving for a very long time, Nick.
Well, who's the other ones?
John Lyle.
John Lyle. Ron Greenwood.
Ron Greenwood. That's it.
You see what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. So yeah, he's up there with them, isn't he?
If you won the Europa League and got relegated in the same season, would you be in the Champions League? Yes.
Of course you would. Yeah.
Yeah, you've won the trophy.
Yeah, you would.
If Allardyce, Otis the Cow says, if Allardyce was Arsenal manager, Todd would love him.
No, I wouldn't.
You would.
No, I wouldn't. What I would have to say though, thank God it would never ever happen. It would never happen ever.
Yeah, easy.
I wouldn't love him. I'd have to.
I think his reputation.
It's gone now.
I'd have to back him.
I think what happened at Leeds.
I wouldn't love him.
What happened with Leeds, I think, is.
Listen,
we didn't like him.
Yeah, you said. But he kept you up, didn't he?
I didn't mind him.
But he done a good job for West Ham. He actually got what you wanted.
Yeah,
he got you back up into the Premier League.
I thought he done a good job.
Stabilised you.
I think he was very harshly treated for at West Ham, but But
that's what he deserves.
The nonsense he was coming out with in his Leeds press conference, exactly. I think that's beyond delusional, to be quite honest with you.
And I think Leeds should ask for a refund. They should ask for a refund because he's really ripped them off. He's really. No, it's true. He's ripped them off.
He did as it happens. You know what I mean? I think he got over £1 million for that.
For free, and you did 1 point. Exactly. If you kept them up, you didn't keep them up.
It's the dearest point you've ever had to get, isn't it?
I can't believe Leeds. I cannot believe. Imagine Leeds can afford to throw away that kind of money. That's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
My mate Shorty, right? I went to Prague with him.
Why is you calling him Shorty?
I don't know. It's just his nickname. He's tall. He's taller than me, but we call him Shorty, right? He's got a lot of people now. He does a lot of stuff for charity.
That's good.
He runs local football teams and everything else.
That's good.
He's social media mad, right? And he's asked me if you can get Ty, right, to give a shout out to his mate Statman.
No. Next question. No, I'm only joking. I'm only kidding. Statman.
Statman, yeah. His name's Statman. He's a massive Arsenal fan. In fact, they say they call him Ty because he has the same sort of tie. He's got the Arsenal hat. He comes out in all the Arsenal tracksuit. So his nickname amongst the bit, I think his name's Statman. Right?
Okay.
And he's a huge Arsenal fan, and he loves you to bits.
Oh, thank you. Shout out to Statman. Thank you very much for all the support. Yeah, absolutely.
So there we go.
I'm only kidding, by the way.
No.
Statman, yeah.
Someone said, did we not celebrate the goal? Not really.
Yeah, I should have actually. Well done, Bukayo. Yes.
Well, Lee was in two minds because he didn't know who scored it.
When I found out it weren't Kane, I was like, yeah, I was quite happy.
Obviously, other able.
Listen, Kane's going to get. I'll be very surprised if he don't come away with an hat-trick today. But I've got to say, it's 22 minutes. You know, I mean, we ain't going to get back, are we? In our lives.
It must be hot there, though.
It must
Maddison?
Be. Oof, unlucky.
Good dig.
Yeah.
Do you imagine being sitting at home now watching this?
Imagine be sitting in Malta. You'd love that, wouldn't you?
You've come in Friday night. You've come in from your garden where it's nice and hot.
If you're lucky enough to have one.
If you're lucky enough to have one, but nice and hot. And you're sunburnt and you're probably asleep by now, like watching this.
Ebba 927 says, what's up, boys? Hello from the States. Right. Would you rather your team win the Premier League or see England win the World Cup? That ain't even a question,
That's not a question.
I'd rather Arsenal win the Carabao Cup.
I'd say USA any time over the team I watch locally,
really?
But that's a patriotic USA thing.
Oh, right, okay.
I'll tell you what, I get that a lot of other teams for that, but English football, always has been very, very tribal.
Very tribal. That's what I was going to say.
Very tribal.
Very tribal. Yeah, very tribal. But then, you know what's interesting is that you said, did you want Man City to win, Nick? You said that you didn't want Man City to win.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Do you know what though? I was sitting in the airport in Prague, coming home, and they was passing. They was going to Istanbul, so they was
the Man City
flights. Yeah. And every single one of them were like, "Well done, lads." You know, some of them were buying another pint. They were sitting there having photos done. Yeah. Well done, lads. You know, you've done the country proud and all that. Yeah. So I've got nothing but love. Listen, Man City are a very similar club to us. Just won the lottery.
My granddad, who was a Spurs fan, and I used to go every week, when it was Spurs games.
Yeah.
And he used to get the hump when I wanted the foreign team to beat Tottenham or
really?
Yeah, he used to say, you should want the English team to win.
Yeah.
And
which is fair enough. That's fair enough.
Yeah, but
I've never been yeah, go on.
I know, and I don't mean this disrespectful to West Ham, because I think because West Ham have not serial winners, you wanted them to win it. I remember when Aston Villa won the European Cup, I was pleased for them.
Yeah,
Same as Nottingham Forest, I was quite happy when Nottingham Forest were
Do you think that is subconsciously, Lee, you don't see us as a threat?
I think there's a little bit of that.
Subconsciously, I like it.
Subconsciously, I think there is a little bit of that in it. I remember, growing up, Nottingham Forest were an unbelievable side.
They were.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think I like Brian Clough, but you just, with them winning it wasn't the best. But when Liverpool were winning it, I didn't want Liverpool to win it
because they could dominate.
Yeah, I remember watching Liverpool. When I look back now at that Liverpool side, years later, you think, wow, what a great side it was, and I've got admiration for them.
Yeah.
But when it comes to those European Cups, I didn't want them to win it, but I was quite content with Nottingham Forest to win it and Aston Villa, because it probably was because they was dominating. They was, winning trophy after trophy. You know, I wasn't that. I'm going to be really honest. When Man United, do you remember when Man United won the Cup Winners' Cup with?
They beat Barcelona, is it?
Barcelona, and Mark Hughes scored a couple of goals. I was quite pleased for it.
Because I did not.
Because Man United weren't the team that they were going to become. But as soon as they started winning trophies and all that, oh no, I can't have them winning it.
Well, shame on me, because I should have. I didn't realise how terrible it would get. So shame on me for that.
Yeah,
shame on me.
Because so I think there is a little bit of that in it.
Yeah, I think there
is a little bit of that in it.
Do you think there's any team been hated more than mid-90s Man United? Because I remember mid-90s, everybody hated Man United, didn't they?
I have to say, I think because of the way Ferguson was and all that, like, there was an arrogance
biggest cheat in Premiership history.
There was a lot about it. But
the biggest cheat in Premiership history, in my opinion.
A resentfulness towards Chelsea for the way that they've gone about it and everything like that.
Mourinho?
What, the money and...
Yeah, Mourinho, the way he was. I actually, if Man United were playing Chelsea, I would have probably wanted Man United to
I'd want Chelsea to win. Then I'd want Chelsea to lose. No. The thing is, sorry to change something. Back to the one about your granddad. Is he alive still?
No.
God rest his soul. What I would say, Lee, I was saying that what your granddad said is fair enough. But on the other end, I'm looking at us and think, how many would want us to win? Not many.
No, of course I wouldn't. No Spurs fan. My granddad was, I used to say to you, you're not a real Spurs fan.
Why?
Because, if Arsenal were playing in Europe, he'd want Arsenal to, I say he wanted Arsenal. He weren't, I remember when they lost to somebody. Who did they lose to, Spurs, back in the day? I was jumping up and down going mad. He had a go at me.
In Europe?
Yeah. Some team had beat him in Europe. Oh, what a goal! What a goal that
Alexander-Arnold.
Wow.
Playing in the 10.
Brilliant goal.
That's just fantastic
one in the top corner.
Superb goal.
Great goal.
Brilliant.
Well, that's got to be 30 yards.
Yeah.
It's 20 at least, isn't it? 25.
Brilliant goal. Yeah, go on, Lee. So then,
Yeah, and I can't remember who it was now, and I was just so pleased that they got knocked out. He had a go at me. That's your dad, just your dad bringing you up like that. Because my dad was the same. My dad was, that's a great strike.
Bosh.
My dad was, anything Spurs. And
oh, right.
Yeah. And that's why I'm like I am now with England players playing. When I was a kid and watching England, if there was a Spurs player, my dad was going out.
Wow. Tell you what, that is a very Lampard-like goal.
Outstanding goal.
Lampard-esque, yeah.
Maybe midfield is the role for him, like a wide midfield player, and play him in that position. That's something that Klopp could look at.
To be honest.
I think he can, but
they're struggling for midfield players, and not they're looking to revamp their midfield. Maybe there's a position for him. Maybe go for a right back.
He nicked it again. Ooh. Squared. Kane, Maddison.
That's a lovely
strike. Rice.
Oh, penalty.
Oh, is it a pen? Yeah, he's given a pen.
He's given a penalty.
Malta
They are.
They're at 6s and 7s.
They are, yeah. And it could be 6 or 7 by the end.
Realistically, Kane's not favourite for that. Look.
Nah, he shouldn't be putting that in, should he?
Let's have a look.
Oh, it's 100% penalty.
Not even a doubt.
He's actually a penalty.
WCF baby says Malta are melting.
I'll tell you what with that, you look at that, you have to say that's great play by Harry Kane, because he was third favourite there.
Yeah.
To get that ball.
Yeah.
I think that's the class of him.
Yes.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Harry Kane's got to step up to take this one.
How many penalties has he had? He didn't know. He's a good penalty taker, by the way. But he's got more penalties than goals.
He missed the most important one, though, didn't he?
Mm. Yeah.
Which was a shame.
I tell you what, I'll never forget. It was such a shock.
It was a shock.
Shock.
Harry Kane.
So 3-0. Was it? Is this to make it 3? Wasn't it? I said 8.
3. Yeah. I said 5.
Oh, good penalty. Sends the keeper the wrong way. And it's 3-0. 30 minutes.
Wow.
It's been a boring game.
Wow.
But now the goals are starting to flood in. This could be a cricket score.
Could be.
There's got to be a lot of changes now half-time, isn't there, surely?
Well, exactly. This is the chance now to bring on Eberechi and Callum Wilson. This is the chance.
Straight down the middle?
Straight down the middle. Interesting.
Laser focus. The zombie fanatic says, Nicky, would you want West Ham to be bought by Qatar? I'm happy with my keyboard.
Do you know what you go like?
Very good.
Do you know you go with those the things now? They're going to. There's talk today. They're going to try and stop anybody buying those sort of.
Yeah, that's what they say. Yeah, right.
After Man United get done,
you know, like look at when you look at the money side of it.
Yeah.
And people go, well, you don't want it or whatever. Like, well, Chelsea and Manchester City would never be where they were if it weren't for that.
Definitely not.
So money does talk. You know what I mean?
It does talk,
and if Manchester United. So the thing is now it's a little bit difficult, isn't it? Because Newcastle got the money, but they can't spend it like madly because they know like everybody's watching them. Yeah. So you know, but Man United,
I think a lot of it will now depend on. I'm very interested in this City case. I'm very interested in it because it's a lot. It's a lot of alleged. Oh, what a ball!
Oh, lucky bro.
It's a lot of alleged
breaches.
That's the word. So yeah, it's a lot of alleged breaches.
Yeah.
If they don't do nothing about this, then what's to stop anyone else from doing something about it? You know,
that's why it's massive.
If they have 200 breaches and there is not one, you know, look at the time when they got found for doing something. What did they get found for? And then they got banned from the Champions League, and then they went to the Court of Arbitration. And they just went,
they actually got done, didn't they? But the time had lapsed. That's why they got away.
Yeah, it's something like that. Like
they got 115 charges against them, like, you know. Now, what really makes me laugh about this is that they was charged before Ivan Toney. And he's been dealt with.
Exactly.
So
that is a fantastic point.
Wigan have been dealt with.
Yeah.
You know, Juventus have been dealt with.
Yes.
You know.
Yes. So why not them? Yeah, it's true. It's a good point.
And Juventus are a much bigger club than Man City. There's no two ways about it.
Yeah.
Now, you know, you've got the Man City fans that are saying nothing's gone on and whatever. Like, fair enough.
But they don't know that though.
No one knows. You know what I mean? When a Premier League charges you for 115 breaches. What is going on? There must be something like, you know, a player gets done, doesn't he, and gets charged, and he's sorted out very quickly.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, why is it taking so long?
Because they need to get it right.
If this is the case where, you know, if they do get caught or charged, should I say?
Well, they've been charged. They've been charged.
Okay, so if they get
found guilty
of these,
innocent until proven guilty. Let's get that set.
If they get found guilty of any of these alleged charges, it's the punishment for me. Because if it's a slap on the wrist and a 10 million quid fine,
there's no point.
Then there's no stopping football.
Yeah.
If there is serious charges, if they turn around and you know, find serious breaches, and they start taking trophies away and they start relegating people and that, then I think it may stop the influx of money coming in, because then, you know, you can't build brands anymore, you know?
No.
But I don't listen,
the trouble you've got
with it,
if they have been doing it, it means that Arsenal, West Ham,
Liverpool,
those teams have been doing it the proper way of. Look, we can't buy Declan Rice because we're going to go over the fair play rules.
Exactly.
Blah, blah. Then you've got another team going, well, we'll buy so and so, and what we'll do is we'll say that we've bought in a new sponsor and pretend it's done this way and done that.
Like, injured.
So ain't that what Newcastle done under Ashley? They tried to get some more money by calling it a Sports Direct Arena, didn't they, or something like that?
Yes.
I think City were one of them when they called it obviously the Etihad Arena.
Looking at that's right.
He's in trouble here, Saka.
And come off then. This is what I'm saying about these games. If Bukayo, just come off, Bukayo. Don't messing about. Take him off then. If he's, let's hope he's not badly. Oh no.
AA says exactly. Haaland got bought for £50 million. Yeah, right. Anyone believes that is stupid. City have the money for lawyers.
Doesn't matter. So what? So does someone else, which I won't name, and they're still being charged.
Aren't City trying to hold it up? Wasn't there something about the judge being an Arsenal fan, so they wanted it to be changed?
What?
I don't know. If that's
I
true.
never
don't know
heard of
about that.
Ronaldo was in the Premier League at 38. Okay.
Yeah, he was.
Trophy ban, 3-year transfer embargo, and a 15-point deduction should be the punishment.
No, 13.
What's a trophy ban?
Exactly.
What's that?
Well, I think, look, listen, if
We've been on a trophy. That's what happened.
if they've been doing that, and say like they have been, say if they are found guilty, then you know it's
demotion, relegation.
You know they've done it to Juventus for them out of the league.
That was
because they cheated.
Match fixing.
Yeah, but it's cheating.
It's cheating.
Yeah,
that's even worse. But Nick, that's even worse.
Is it the same for you then? Same sort of category?
Yeah, it is.
You're spending more than money than everyone else illegally.
If you're saying to somebody, right, what are you going to do? We can't
Rangers.
Arsenal can't afford Arsenal or Liverpool. Let's take Liverpool because they've been battling for the last 4 seasons with Man City. And if Jurgen Klopp knocks on the door and says, "Look, I want to buy so and so," well, we can't buy him.
Yeah.
But we can have him, but you've got to sell so and so and so and so, like, you know. So okay, we'll do that. We'll sell so and so and get them in. Then you go into Man City, and you go, well, I want to buy Diaz. Well, you've just bought Ake just 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
That don't matter, like, you know. All right. So what we do is we'll say we've got a sponsorship deal of 200 million, and we call it our training ground. Yeah. Right. So you can go and buy that player. Then you get found out. That ain't really the right way of doing things, is it? You've got a team that's doing it fairly, and you've got a team that's, so realistically, when it comes to winning the league,
you've got an advantage.
They've just got that little bit of advantage, which has happened over
ain't that the same advantage that, say, Man United have had? Because they could spend that sort of money in the past.
Man United can, because they've got the revenue. The Man United, look, going through football, all through football.
But how does that help anyone? You know, I think there should be not a level playing field, but you know,
there's always been that playing field.
How is a team going to grow? How will Arsenal get any bigger than Manchester United if you can't spend as much money as Manchester? Just because
you can by revenue and things like that. The fact of the matter is that Manchester United have always been the biggest club in England. You know what I mean? They've had the massive fan base.
Massive cheats, yeah.
Massive fan. Go back into the 70s and 80s, they were massive, right, fan base, but they didn't win nothing.
Yeah.
As much. Well, they did win the head off FA Cup because of the financial clout wasn't astronomical. It was like, you know, for instance, you go to Man United, and back in the day, you pay like £4 to get in at Arsenal. It was £2.50 at Man United because of
oh really?
Because of the locations.
That's interesting.
So you wouldn't be getting to earn as much money
in Manchester,
but it was the way it was. But now, with all this money coming in, like, it's just gone too far. You know what I mean? And, but then you got the argument is if you've got a business. Right, just say, like, I don't know, like a butcher's, right? And you want to put in the best refrigerators. No one's going to tell you can't do that. Yeah. Because it's your business to do what you know, your money. If you want to invest in the best refrigerators to get the best, you're going to do it, aren't you?
I do agree with that. I know what you're saying. I do agree with it. If it's your company and you're willing to invest the money into it, then you should be able to do whatever you want. But then you've got to the point in the game, and I don't even think it's the owners, the football clubs, or the fans' fault. It's down to the likes of Sky and
they opened the can of worms, Nick.
Yeah,
of course they did.
Yeah.
You know, and the more money that comes into the game, the more money. You know, we've got players now that they're talking about. You know, £1 million a week. There was players playing in the top leagues on £1 million a week,
which is crazy,
which is mental.
You think about it, right? And it's like, let's just pick on Spurs at the moment. I'm not picking them in a bad way here, like when I say this. We're Spurs, right?
Why not?
No, we're Spurs.
I'm kidding.
They're looking at it and they're going, right, what do we need to compete? A little bit like Arsenal to say, well, let's build this massive stadium which will give us the potential to buy money. Yeah. And they've got to get themselves in debt and they've got to pay it up and pay it, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Then you've got Chelsea that have got half the stadium. It don't matter if they fill it or not because they've got a different way of earning money.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Revenue,
so at the end of it, like, Tottenham have got their one hand tied behind their back because they're trying to do it the right way. Same with West Ham, same with Arsenal, same with Liverpool.
Yep.
Like, you know, and then you've got Man City. Don't matter if they're playing in front of 200 or not. And one of the, don't forget we had this with Blackburn going back. Back in the day. You know what I mean?
Blackburn were the Man City of the day.
They were. You know, going there. Do you remember going out with Blackburn? It weren't the greatest stadium in the world, was it?
No.
Do you know what I mean?
Like, years ago, it's still not.
It's a nice area though,
But it was attracting the likes of Alan Shearer, and it was getting
money.
Yes, who famously turned
Chris Sutton was going there for
Chris
record
Sutton,
signings.
Sherwood and
you know,
Tim Sherwood,
injury and
Stuart Ripley.
And
Yep.
They had like the Flowers and they was getting all these great players going there.
Yeah, that's right.
To a stadium which was holding, I don't know, 20,000, 21,000 fans. Yeah. Didn't matter. Didn't matter if they had got 21,000 or 10. They still had the money in there, like, you know.
They won the league.
But this is the cold hard facts, right? I'll tell you what, there's some tackles going in now.
This is the problem. That's why they make changes.
Saka's back on.
Yes, but he better come off half-time.
I think this is one of the problems is now, right? And I said this a couple of years ago to Robbie. I think the problem we've got as fans is that if nobody turned up to football tomorrow, if everyone turned up at the beginning of the season and everyone in unison turned around and went, you know what, fuck the season ticket, I'm not going there, I've had enough of it, blah blah blah, it wouldn't make that much difference to them. No.
Yeah.
And that is a scary thing.
Not on a financial thing. You're dead right on that.
Yeah.
But what it did do, and that was the thing what COVID did, right? Because let's be honest about it, with COVID, the football still went on without the fans.
Which I was shocked about. I never thought that would happen.
Because financially,
they can't cope.
It was viable. It was still viable. It's still going to make money.
Yeah, but what did they try and do, Lee? Try to charge everyone 15 quid a game to watch it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And this is what the total disregard that they do have for the fans.
Of course, but what they did do, Nick, was when the fans weren't there, they realised that the game weren't as good without the fans.
No, of course it's not.
So it done us a favour in a way.
Let's be honest.
But
the
you're
fans
right
make
what you're saying.
Spectacle.
Yeah.
The fans make the spectacle.
But they don't make the money.
If there is no fans here, Lee, it's a Sunday league game.
Yeah.
It's 22 people on a patch of grass.
Yeah. Like, but you're dead right what you're saying, like, you know, because you know, the gate money used to be like part of
the club's income.
You know what I mean? But nowadays
it's one player's wages.
It's you know, it still matters that half the time now, even if they don't turn up, you still get charged. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're paying for a season.
I'll tell you a little story from Man United, right? Listen, and this is the total disregard that some clubs do have for their fans. I've got a super chat here, so I'll read that out in a second, right? Yeah. There was a guy on Twitter last year. He signed up for the Manchester United Cup scheme, right?
Obviously, other social media channels are available.
He signed up for the Manchester United Cup scheme, right?
Yeah.
He's going to play. They're playing Burnley. They attempt to take his. Now, bear in mind, he's paid his season ticket up front, and the cup scheme. What they do is every time a ticket becomes available, you automatically pay for your ticket for the cup game, right? Which gives you. So anyway, right, and I remember this quite well. Yeah. So he didn't have enough money in his account for the Burnley game. He was struggling a little bit. You know, cost of living. You know, heating had gone up. This bill had gone up. That bill had gone up, and he ended up short for the Burnley game. They took his Manchester City derby ticket out of his season ticket and said, you can't attend that game because you didn't buy that. You didn't pay extra for that, so that ticket that you've already bought and paid for, I'm taking that back off you, which they would sell on for a huge profit. How can that be right?
Oh my!
How can that be right? How can these clubs have this? Especially in this time and age and all of that sort of thing. And look, I'm just giving you an example. There is many examples across many football clubs. Listen, I'm not just picking on Manchester United.
One of the greatest things, and it's going to be a bugbearer coming forward now, is that if I've got my season ticket and all that. If I don't go, or I can't go, which is not very often, but if I can't, I always will say to like one of my family members or a mate, do you want the ticket? I don't charge them. I say, do you want the ticket?
Yeah, of course, and
give it to them. All right. Now, right, they're saying, well, you ain't allowed to do that no more. You've got to put it to the ticket exchange, right? Yeah. It's my ticket, right?
And, we'll give you what we want, and then we'll sell it on.
They give you it's at a loss. Right,
always,
so not that I'm not worried about that, because at the end of the day, I'd give it to you. When I can't go, I'll give it to my mates or whatever, right? They say, well, we're going to give you, say it's worth £60, we're going to give you £40 for it, and then they're going to sell it for £60.
Well, yes. Well,
right? And they're going to make money on it.
I'll give you a couple of examples of what we got from West Ham, Lee, right? This is and I've seen this with my own eyes. Leicester, I think it was Leicester a couple of seasons ago. £2.97 in club cash they give us for a ticket back. If you couldn't attend it, you could say, right, I've got the ticket, give it back. £2.64 or £6.97 or something like that, which they'd be selling on for 30 quid. They're selling tickets twice. So let me just take this super chat before it disappears. Omar Ismail says, respect to the judge, people need to understand that Liverpool, the biggest club, have hit 96 and 97 points and still fallen short. Imagine how that would traumatise you. It's not even level playing field.
No, well listen, I've always had a respect for Liverpool because they're a proper football club. They do it the right way. Not 97 points. They lost one league game and couldn't win the league. You know what I mean? So, and I'll tell you what, I've had lots of Liverpool fans come up to me and go, "Oh, you know how we feel now, like, you know what I mean? Because we give it our best shot this season, but we still fell short." And one of the reasons we fell short, Nick, was because we didn't have a squad strong enough to compete. Now, Manchester City have got a squad strong enough to compete. Why? Because have they cooked the books or not? I don't know. That is where the problem comes. But I had a look at, I don't know if anybody's seen it or whatever, but there was a thing on, I don't know if it was on Twitter or something, I see what wages that Manchester City pay out. And now Manchester City, by the way, have not spent the most money. I think Manchester United spent more money than them. I think there's, I think there's a couple of teams that spent more money. They spent more money than them, So, but I honestly think, right, if I'm not mistaken, they've got the highest wages though, you know what I mean? So when you look at it, Haaland, they may have paid 50 million for him,
and they may not.
But he's on a lot more money than what anybody else is at the football club. De Bruyne is, you know what I mean? And you go on, there's so many of them. You know what I mean? Grealish can't be on he's got to be on a big wage for a big transfer fee, you know. So, like that is one thing you can't. And the likes of Liverpool and the likes of West Ham, Tottenham, Arsenal, and all that have got to be conscious of wages. Week in, week out as well.
Absolutely. Listen, it is half time in the game. It is 3-0 to England. It's pretty much it's a bit of a damp squib, isn't it?
Well, not for England, but but then we thought it would be, isn't it?
Oh, it's easy for England. I'll tell you what was a little bit concerning. A few nasty mistimed challenges.
But this is going to happen though, isn't it? That's why I think England need to take players off like Bukayo now. I think because because more are going to start getting frustrated, isn't it?
But it is. It looks frustrating. It looks hot out there as well. I've seen some really bad.
It's a holiday destination, isn't it?
It is.
So
I wish I'd have gone, to be honest.
Is it?
Well, we've had a gorgeous weather here at the moment.
It's in Popeye Village, though. You know the film Popeye with Robin Williams?
Yeah, of course.
It was filmed before I was born.
Filmed there, was it?
What a legend.
Yeah, Popeye. The whole village is still there.
Oh,
right.
Wow.
Popeye. They built a whole village.
Do you know what I don't like about Malta?
Popeye. Brilliant.
Right, there's only one beach in Malta.
Is there?
Yeah.
Is it?
The rest is all like rock
Yeah, I don't like rocky beaches.
Yeah.
Mazen Pervez says, you are wrong, Lee. City have only got the 3rd highest wages.
Really?
So who's got higher then?
Who's got highest then?
Didn't say, I'm just going by the super chat, man. I've got to read out the super chats. Take accountability, says Mo Man. You bottled it. You were leading by 8 points at one stage, I think, at Christmas.
Hold on, Mo Man.
5 points.
When you say we bought it, who is your team first? Before, listen, tell your team if you're brave enough. We bottled it. We didn't bottle it. Your team bottled everything.
I think when you look back on it, like I think we didn't bottle it, but Man City put the pressure on.
And we didn't bottle it.
Yeah, put experience on.
We didn't bottle it. I also look at, fair enough, we take the blame for what we didn't do. I also look at the fact that when Ivan Toney's goal was wrongly ruled onside when it shouldn't have been, we would have gone 10 points clear. And to me, there would be no way Man City would come back. I also look at that. And I look at where's the accountability for that.
You can't say that, though.
I think, no, but at
the
that time,
thing is, you can't.
Yeah, but that's what I think. We would have been such a great position.
What is that, though, Nick, really? Be honest, like, they forgot to
that's
to
not
draw
good
the
enough.
lines.
I know, mate.
Come on.
I know.
We should sue them. That's what we should do. We should sue them.
So many dodgy decisions.
Listen,
of course there has been dodgy decisions. I'm not saying there hasn't, but when you forget
to draw the lines.
You forget to draw the lines. Come on, and then you see them week in, week out.
Exactly.
I remember, Nick. Well, I'll pick up the Arsenal West Ham game just before half time. Martinelli scored. They was on there for 5 minutes working out whether he was onside or
that's
off.
right.
And then they got him offside, like, after 5 minutes, which is fair enough. Not saying it. They didn't forget to draw the lines then, did they?
Exactly.
But
exactly. Very good point.
To forget to draw the lines is like, if you're a police officer, it's like not going out in your truncheon. You know what I mean?
To be fair, I don't want to get into too much VAR talk, but there's if my business was dependent on someone doing their job and they didn't do their job properly,
you'd be bankrupt.
Well, no, being honest, right? Like, come on, it's like a bricklayer. You're on a building site, and you go up to Nick and go like, Nick, you forgot to put the cement in the bricks.
Yeah.
It's that. Well, what do you mean I forgot? It's that. It's a basic part of being a bricklayer.
That's what he's meant to be doing.
They're meant to be putting the cement in, like, you know what I mean?
And this is why I said we should sue them, and we would have a case.
But then,
we're not going to do that.
What is football? Then, if you start, everything can be, you can go back donkey's years. Start suing them over. We have to be very careful where we take
the Man United one when they've turned around and said, we made a mistake on that. I can accept that.
Which one?
When they said that Odegaard failed,
Ericsson.
Because they said it was a mistake, but you can get with it, but they ain't forgot to review it, or they forgot to put the line. Come on, Nick.
They do forget to review it, though, Lee. That's the problem. Or they don't.
If you're an hairdresser, if you're an hairdresser and you start trying to cut your hair, what are you doing? If you think I forgot my scissors? You know what I mean? Come on, It's not on.
No, I know. Yeah, it's not on. I know.
It's not on, and it's ridiculous, and that really cost us as well. I think because at that time we were flying.
It's done now anyway. It's
done for now.
It's done for now. African Soldier says we bottled top 4 in the Premier back to back. Come on, you Gooners.
I'm sorry. How you a Gooner if you're saying we bottled it? You're not a Gooner.
Well, listen, that's an opinion side. People have got that opinion.
Yeah, well, I don't think I don't think he or she's a Gooner. Saying that.
But a lot of people will say that, and
a lot of people would be wrong then, in my opinion. I don't think we bought it. Because like I said, I look at Man City and think if they had our decisions, would they have won it? No, they wouldn't have.
Listen, they've won the treble, you know what I mean? They're a good side.
And they should have won the treble.
When people say that Arsenal have bottled it, it's taking away how good they are.
No, because I'm looking at the final, and De Bruyne went off injured. One game. Try having De Bruyne out for 3 months and see what happened.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, when he went off, they weren't the same, were they?
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying they were very lucky. They were very lucky to win it, I think. I didn't want them to win the treble, but now they've equalled Manchester United. And I think Yardi was saying on the Bias show that he's saying that it's good for the Manchester United fans who were cheering on City.
Oh, well, I know,
and look now, they've equalled their... Can you imagine? How mad is
They
that?
actually did cheer on City. Like, how can they do that, Man United fans? That's another thing. How can you be cheering on? It's like cheering on Spurs to win something. I can't have that. I don't get that.
I don't get that as well.
I don't get it either, but they're a weird bunch, aren't they?
And but look, but
I'll be honest with you, right? I'm going to be really honest with you now, right? Yeah, look, we're sitting here, Ty as an Arsenal fan, right? We wanted you to win I guarantee there's not one Spurs fan wanted West Ham to win.
Exactly.
Oh,
yeah, that's right. That's
the
right.
messages we got.
Yeah, there was no
the
way.
Messages we got.
After you won or before?
Before.
So what about afterwards then? Where was the same energy afterwards?
They didn't turn up.
I see. All right.
What I'm saying is, but that's at least they're consistent.
They're honest, yeah.
They're honest. You know what I mean? Like, they don't want Arsenal to win something. Like, do you know what I mean? And the same with us. Now, if Arsenal were playing West Ham, Tottenham are playing West Ham, right? Yeah.
There's no way I'd want.
I always want West Ham to win.
So do I.
So when West Ham are playing Arsenal, right?
Who do they want?
Who do they actually want to win? And
that's when they have a meltdown. That's when they start spinning around in circles.
I think at times what they do is
they want us to win because apparently we're not their rivals. We don't mean nothing to them. So
oh really?
They must want us to.
So why did they dislike you so much then?
Because they like to pretend that they're not our rivals. And also, they like to pretend that the cup we've just won, they wouldn't have liked to won it. They like to pretend all that.
Well, I did say that,
Mickey Mouse trophy. It's one Mickey Mouse trophy more than you've got over the last 15.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll ask a question. That's a good question. Is the Carabao Cup or a conference one, which is the biggest?
Conference.
Conference, isn't it? It's got to be. But just because it's all over Europe.
And where it gets you as well. It gets you in Europa League.
Yeah.
So that's what I would say.
The Carabao don't anymore.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
It does.
Oh, it gets you in Europa League. Does it?
Or just give you in the Conference League?
Oh, it gets you in the Conference League. It gets you in the Conference League. Yeah,
no, does it?
I think so.
I'm confused.
I think it gets you in the Conference League, the Carabao Cup. It doesn't get you in the Europa League.
I don't know.
It used to.
It used to, yeah. It used to, yeah.
Well, I'll put that in the... So that's a question, because I don't know that. Where does it get you?
I think it's the Conference League. It gets you the Conference League.
I'll tell you what, whatever one's bigger, it don't matter, but I had a better time travelling around to Ayia Napa, to Amsterdam, to Prague, than I did travelling around to fucking Kidderminster.
And can I ask a question without being rude?
Yeah, of course.
Right. When you played these teams, were they playing weakened teams or was they playing their strongest teams? I know West Ham played their strongest teams most of the time.
Who knows?
No, what I'm saying is, when you're playing the Carabao Cup, a lot of teams
they would
Scotland
play a weaker team. I would
imagine
all teams,
Did they rotate a little bit?
Yeah, I don't know.
So I don't know. It's a good question to ask. I think at the end of the day, I think it's probably a lot harder to win the conference than the Carabao Cup.
So a lot of people say, Tom says Carabao Cup clear and yes, I'm biased. All the top English clubs play in the Carabao. For smaller clubs, Conference League, big teams shouldn't even be in that cup. Why not?
Why not? It's true.
Well, that's a good point that he's saying there. So you've got the Arsenals, Man Cities, Man United. They are playing in that.
But they play their second team mostly.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. They do play their second team.
Teams play weaker.
But they do change that up towards the end, though, Nick.
They do when they get further on.
Right. Let me just say this as well. There's a poll up, so get involved in the poll. There is a boxing watch along coming up straight after this stream for the Fraser Clark versus Wack fight, and also Vidal Riley. So don't go anywhere.
Who's on the watch along then for that?
Yeah, who is on the watch along?
Laurie. I thought so.
Laurie and that.
Well, they got a late night on a Friday night. I bet they got pizzas. By the way, I feel a bit of a traitor on it here today. When we're going up in the old Claw Cup next week.
What do you mean when we? What you're playing?
I've been told I've been on AFTV.
Oh,
team.
Brilliant! So why are you? I'm AFTV all day.
But
I've been invited, yeah?
Have you not been? Well,
no.
You'll be on the DR team then, won't you?
I won't be on no team, let's be fair.
Why?
Sitting there drinking a couple of beers and that. Because I ain't played football in 20 years, Lee.
Okay.
For injury reasons.
Okay, fair enough.
No, but you'd be
I'll have a go. Do you know what, though? If they want me to have a go, I'll have a go.
I'll have a go. It's getting a bit... I've seen a couple of the videos going about. There's a couple of people thinking they're a bit better than what they are.
What, who's this?
DR.
Really? Like who?
Oh yeah, no, don't worry about that. Like, you know, and just check out the video.
I want to know names.
He won't call them.
No, I don't call no one out. But put it this way: one that keeping the ball up in the air, he'd be getting one kick up in the air, like, you know what I mean, like.
I think I know you. I think I know you're talking about.
Who's that? You're lucky I ain't playing, Lee. Who's that? Who's just put that up?
I think there's a few.
Is that Ryan? Ryan's
Ryan. Saka is off. Guys,
I'll say that Ryan is a player.
He's a
baller.
Okay.
I was a baller when my legs worked. My knees and that, and I weren't put together with pins and needles.
Why ain't Ryan playing then? Was he on holiday, or is he too big for this now? Is he like too good to play? Oh, he's in New York.
Oh, with Big Six. Okay.
Oh yeah, because the New York are going with a Big Six. Of course they are, like. Yeah.
Oh, superb.
Because Turkish ain't playing, yeah.
Oh, lucky you lot. That's brilliant.
Yeah, they're going there now.
So you're gonna be paying for us then, Lee?
I've been told, yeah. I was told that yesterday, like, you know.
Premier League wage bill, Lee. This comes from a super chat.
Oh, right, yeah.
Number 1 is Chelsea. Number 2 is Manchester United. Number 3 is Manchester City. Number 4 is Liverpool. And number 5 is Arsenal.
Really? Interesting. If that's true.
Saka is injured, someone said.
No, he isn't. It's just a precaution. No, don't try that. Don't try that.
Well, Saka, if he wouldn't have carried on, would have been like.
Exactly.
But he won't play on Wednesday. No, Monday now.
On Monday. Well, hopefully not.
And he's got a nice 5-6 weeks rest.
Well, let's hope so, Lee. Let's hope so.
My mate Shorty, who I was talking about earlier, you want to see him play football. He's unreal.
Is he?
Yeah, oh yeah. He's a big lad like me.
Who's that?
My mate Shorty. Unbelievable footballer.
Okay. All right.
JK Silvertown. Have you ever come across JK Silvertown? That's Shorty, mate. He's unreal. Unbelievable footballer.
Okay.
We like to hear that.
Great touch for a big lad.
All right, okay.
Someone said, I've never heard of the Carabao Cup.
Carabao.
That's what he said, I'm just saying.
Okay, Carabao
Cup is clear.
No, is it? I don't think so.
I like to call it the League Cup anyway.
Conference League isn't even counted into a treble or quadruple, same like the World Cup. What? Club World Cup, or am I misinformed? They've just invented it, so who knows?
Well, I don't know about that.
Well, I'll tell you what.
I think it would
I will say this. I think it was demeaned for the first year or so, but I think what West Ham have done, they've made it
I think Rome have done that.
Like last season, Roma, yeah. And also West Ham this year, the way they celebrated it, the fans turning up
nice
and all
celebration,
that.
yeah.
I think that it's enhanced the competition.
I think
now.
I think they was just a bit worried that nobody was going to take it seriously.
Yeah.
Well, I think they only had it in a small stadium because of that reason.
Yeah.
Now that'd be a bigger stadium.
Yeah, they won't make that mistake again.
They won't make that mistake again, exactly. And I think that Aston Villa will be the same. A massive club, Aston Villa. They'll have massive support for it.
And they're going to have the time of their lives.
Yeah.
Look, Nicky, do you agree? Juventus are in that next year, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Conference League.
Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah. There's some big clubs in there. Nicky, do you agree it's not fair that a Europa team can drop into the Conference League, and it's not fair that a Champions League team can drop into the Europa League? Yeah, that's nonsense.
Yeah, I agree.
That's just nonsense.
Yeah,
that's always been a poor.
It's always been the case.
It's money, because if one of the big boys drop out, didn't Man United drop?
I remember Atletico Madrid dropped out, and then went and what happened was Atletico drops out, then he went in January and bought a load of players, and then won the conference.
Yeah,
so.
TPH £9.99 super chat. Thank you very much. Newcastle fan here. The second half has kicked off, by the way.
Yeah.
Newcastle fan here. I need to talk about the elephant in the room. Has Papa Smurf paid his £1,000 bet? If not, it's a disgrace, and he should do a forfeit. Away the lads.
First of all, Newcastle are nobodies. You're nobody. Goodbye. Okay.
Have you paid your £1,000 bet?
What was this bet you had then?
Oh, and the thing is, you say Papa. Listen, you say Papa Smurf like as an insult. It's great to be compared to Papa Smurf, because Papa Smurf is an intelligent, wise, unlike you. I don't know what he or she's talking about.
Saying about a £1,000 bet. What's
I don't know what they're talking about. That's what I mean.
One?
No. Did I not? Did you not think that Newcastle get top four?
No, it was to Jason, isn't it? I said if anyone can find what I said.
I think he found it. He found it, didn't he?
Yeah,
I remember that now.
No, actually, no. You can pay it. Since you're so bold, why don't you pay it?
Yeah, you said, I'll give it up. I remember that now. And Jason.
You pay it.
Mo Man says, can confirm Shorty is a baller. We know about him here in Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia.
Oh, look at that, look. And Shorty's getting famous.
Deserves it. Does good work. To be honest, if you win the treble, it's not be unbeaten. That means one thing. It's a failure because you've gone and won everything but lost some games.
No, it's not.
What is he saying?
No, it's not a failure. No, it's not a failure. No, it's not a failure.
I think like people like to demean the Invincibles, like, you know what I mean?
But, they do.
Treble or Invincibles?
It's got to be an Invincibles.
Why?
Because of the fact that it still hasn't been matched. I never thought the treble would be matched. The treble has been matched, but the Invincibles hasn't, and I don't think it ever will. So obviously,
Liverpool nearly done it a couple of years ago.
Nearly close. But what it is that, obviously, listen, you might choose a treble, but the way it is. We've got a gold trophy for that. You know, nobody's been there. Oh, it's only Preston that did it. You know, so
I'd prefer.
Way is. You would, but I wouldn't change things now.
You know what I mean? It's sacred, isn't it? For what we've done.
Sacred.
There's a couple of people saying Zachari's injured apparently.
I don't.
Well, yeah, of course he's injured. You can see his ankle. I think carried on, didn't he?
I think he'll be fine.
Probably like, to be honest, it's one of those injuries. If you played football, that once you stop.
Yeah, it could be worse. He'll be cautious.
Flaring up a little bit, like
he'll
so.
Be fine.
Half time, like
he'll be fine.
It's flared up like that.
I think he'll be fine. I think Bukayo will
Jason
be fine.
said yes. Headphones. I'm still waiting for my 1K.
Well, I don't
think it's DJs.
Exactly, and that's Sir Taiwo to you. Okay.
I'll tell you what, got to mention the cricket today. How good was that?
The cricket.
Do you know what, Lee? I don't really understand cricket, mate, if I'm honest with you. But why did they declare?
I don't understand why they declared that. There's a little bit of maybe because they just wanted the last.
Because it was hot.
I think that maybe they looked to declare because they've been in the field all day,
hot, sweaty.
Give it a last half hour. Bowlers are fresh, haven't been out there.
One of them's got to get home for his tea. His mum's calling him.
No, nothing like that, Nicky. Don't disrespect the game of cricket, please. Otherwise, we'll be. What's that word? We're having a little
kerfuffle.
Fisticuffs.
Kerfuffle.
Yeah.
We'll have a kerfuffle.
Someone's going to get a bit of a pickle.
So that's the only reason I could think of it. I just thought, like, well, give it a little dart in the last half hour, and maybe try and prize one of their players out. And also with that last half hour, the batsmen are looking a bit more cautious. So there could have been that towards it.
Lee?
Oh, I love it.
It sounds like it.
Big fan of it. Do you know what? Always, and I've said this before, but a lot of people go, what are you going to do when the football season finishes and all that?
Like, cricket.
I love the summer. You got your cricket.
So do I.
You got tennis, golf, all things that I do miss the football, but this is the time now where I enjoy my weekends. No one can. Like Mikel's not going to ruin my weekend, you know what I mean? Like VAR doesn't bother me. I can watch games of football like this where I don't lose no sleep over them. And it's great.
Sorry, Lee. And this is what you call taking. This is what you call taking a break. Because all three of us are lucky to be in it full on. And if you're in it full on, you can't do it for 365 days a year. When the football season's off, you have to bring yourself down. Yeah, Otherwise, you can't cope.
You've got to have a break and all that.
Exactly. You've got to have a break. So I'm not missing football. Obviously, the best time of the season is the best time of the year is when football's on. But I'm not missing football because I take it as a break to switch off completely.
Yeah. It's been a long season.
It's been a long season. I'll tell you what now I do. I don't know about you guys, but I'm now looking at international breaks and like the winter breaks to book holidays and things like that.
Yes, you know what I mean? Well, that's the smart thing to do, isn't it?
I'm going to Florida in October.
Oh, well, lucky you.
What, on international break?
Fuck do I know if it's international break. I didn't book it, so...
Oh, right, okay.
Oh, right. Oh, well, now where's the trousers in your marriage now then? Like,
absolutely. Gracie, $4.99 Super Chat, Liverpool fan. As a Liverpool fan, I wanted Arsenal to win the league. No shame in losing out to Super Cheats. We all know how it feels. So Arsenal will be up there again, mark my words.
Thank you. So will Liverpool. Thank you.
I echo that, because when it was Liverpool playing Man City,
I wanted you to win as well. Yeah, I wanted them to win as well. I wanted Liverpool to win.
Yeah,
thank you, Gracie. Really appreciate that.
Alex says, Ty, do you still dislike Brighton even though we played better football than you?
Excuse me? Hold on. Where did Brighton end up? Where did Brighton end up? What are you talking about? Play football. Did we beat them 4-2 at the Amex? Do I still dislike Brighton? Well, I like Danny Welbeck. Big respect to Danny. I like Tarek. Big respect to him. I didn't like Mope. What it is that I don't really dislike Brighton. I just don't like the way Basuma carried on for a start. I don't like the way Malpa carried on. I don't like the way the club carries on. I don't like the fans that were talking because they're nobody to talk. So
fair enough. Well, I just thought of saying, could England have declared today because there's rain forecast for Sunday, so they'd lose a day?
That's interesting.
That's because I didn't even know that until you told me today that it's going to rain all day Sunday, like, you know what I mean, on Father's Day, which is a joke.
It's Father's Day,
yeah. So
happy Father's Day to everyone.
Yeah, so
exactly, absolutely.
That could be something to do with it as well, like, you know, try and find out. Yeah, of course they look at the weather, like, and think things like that, like, yeah. So
this country is not built for cricket, is it? Let's be honest. It can't be 35 degrees and then pissing down all day on Sunday.
Yeah.
Well, it's incredible. Like, when you told me that today, you said, like, tomorrow apparently, I've had a look on the
apparently
on the
very good.
Tomorrow is another scorcher. It's like 24 going up 24 degrees, sunny all day. And then you said to me, but Sunday it's raining all day. And I'm not being all right. It's like I didn't believe you because I thought, like, I can't believe it. But you're dead right.
I can't believe it. This is brilliant.
We've got thundery showers from 4 all day.
Really?
So
horrible.
So yeah.
When you
go on holiday, I actually went to Portugal and it rained. You know, what I mean, it was a couple of dodgy days. When you're on holiday, you don't want that.
No,
you don't want that, do you? But in England, you don't know. You can't guarantee the weather, can you? Like, you know,
never. That's the one thing you can't guarantee in this country: the weather.
4 or 5 days of what we've had, and it's been beautiful. Like today was beautiful. Bit hot, and then, like, you know, as you say, you got a day of rain, and then you got 6 days of cloud, and you know what I mean. And
cool, you're bringing all the songs out, aren't you? Yeah. You said holiday Madonna, holiday Dizzy Rascal and Calvin Harris the remix. What did you just say?
I've got a question.
Rain Madonna.
What is the most word named in songs?
It's probably love, isn't it?
It's got to be.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It is.
Yeah, I thought so.
That didn't last very long, that one, did it?
It's just because you look at all the songs. So many songs have got love.
When you think about any song,
it's used the most in songs.
So how many can you reckon we can name in this show? That's got love in it. Yeah, love is all around. The original by I think it's the Crocs. The Trogs. Yeah.
I love you, yes I do, because I know that you love me too.
Special Brew. Bad Manners.
Yeah.
I love to love. Damage.
I love the way you lie. Let's be honest.
I love the way you lie.
We can't sit here and name every song.
There's so many.
Yeah. Eminem, but then when you say that, Nick, on a serious point, that was about. I didn't really know, and that was about. How can I describe it? That was about
infidelity.
No. Something much serious.
What song?
That was about that was about what's the word? I don't know what the word I'm looking for. When unfortunately a husband beats up his wife. What am I looking for?
Domestic violence.
Yeah, that's what it's about. So that was for domestic violence and Rihanna and Eminem, which is a brilliant song.
Really?
Yeah, it was about. Yes, I mean, I didn't know that.
What's the song called?
I Love the Way You Lie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
really?
It's about domestic abuse. Yeah.
That's a good song, that.
It's a very good song.
Same as the Boomtown Rats one, like, you know.
I didn't know that. That's so sad.
Do you know what? I didn't find that. I watched a documentary on that song because it's one of them songs where it's like an iconic song. It's a bit jolly in it, but yeah, when it found out that what the origins were behind the words, it was I thought it was unbelievable.
I think it's about 6 weeks at number one. When it was number ones, it was
number
like,
for a long time. I'll never look at that song the same again now. I did. Sad.
England chance. Slipped in Kane.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh, he's missed it.
He's missed.
I think he's offside.
No, it was
No, it wasn't. No, he's probably fucked. Fuck this.
Well, why is he still playing then? Is the question. Why isn't Callum Wilson
on now?
Exactly. Why isn't Eberechi on now? England have got the game.
Do you know what? This
up.
is what I don't like about it. This game is done and dusted.
Exactly.
Now, right? There is no need for Harry Kane to be running around. And let's be honest, if Callum Wilson can't get a game now, when is Callum Wilson going to get a game? But
he's coming up.
Rashford,
Tyrone
Wilson, and
Marcus.
Mings, and Trippier. Oh no, Trippier's already
Tyrone.
playing.
No, Eberechi. Why not? Why not?
But if he can't get a game at the moment,
when can he?
If Kane got injured, we'd have an inexperienced striker, wouldn't we? You know what I mean? Like, give them as much time as you can.
Shaw's coming off. Kane's coming. Now, if you're a Spurs fan, you're pleased with that, aren't you? He's coming off because I know.
Who's he going to be with next year?
He might not be there next year, next season. It's true.
Yeah, that's true. I think he will be though. Is
he a bottle job for not going? Do you think he's a bottle job? Do you think Harry Kane, if he does not leave Spurs this summer, do you think he's a bottle job?
No, I don't think so. Because I don't think
one reason is he's I mean, why what clubs would take Harry Kane at this moment in time? Not many.
Apparently Madrid want him. Benzema's on his way.
Right, Madrid, right, okay.
The biggest club in the world.
But that's gonna set him back 80 million, whatever, like, you know. You actually could say to Harry Kane, we'll come to you next year for nothing.
Tight, go on a free. Because I think Yeah.
And at the moment, there's probably one.
But is he screwing over Spurs? I mean, I say bottle job, but
he ain't screwed over Spurs. They screwed over him a couple of years ago when they promised him he could leave and they didn't let him leave. So there's, like, if it's me now, if I was Harry Kane, I'd be saying, I'm not leaving. I'm staying here to the end. I'm not signing, but I'll stay another year. And if they say, well, we've accepted a bid from so and so, he said, well, I'd say good luck. I'm not going.
Well, this is similar to Mbappe, isn't it?
Yeah, he's doing the same thing, isn't he?
You know,
with Mbappe, he can't actually get a move because there's no one can afford him.
I'm sure there's clubs that can afford.
Well, listen.
They can't.
If they
financial fair play gets some, like Real Madrid can afford.
Yeah, but they can. No. I mean, they can stretch that out over 10 years, can't they? Like at the end of the day,
listen, you've got much better chance of doing it on a free transfer.
But what I'm saying is, PSG are in a bit of a pickle.
A pickle,
yeah. It's a kerfuffle. This is going to be, isn't it?
It's a proper kerfuffle that they're in because, like, surely it's better to take. Let's say if Real Madrid come along and say, all right, we'll give you 80 million quid now, but we need to pay that over 20 years. That's £4 million a season for 20 years, right? Wow. Like, you're the Littlewoods catalogue, yeah? Surely that's better than just letting him walk away next year for nothing.
I love Littlewoods catalogue. I used to love.
No, Mum used to live on that, the old catalogue.
Oh, did we all?
Littlewoods.
All working class families did, didn't they?
Littlewoods. It's love. Oh, great.
You used to buy a pair of jeans. Your mum used to pay it off £3 a week or so.
Yeah, £3 a week. Yeah. I remember I bought a piano.
Really?
Like an organ.
Yeah.
Never played it.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Paying £2.50 a week for an organ that I never played.
There was something special about saving up and getting it in instalments.
Do you know?
Jean jacket.
Double denim. I went.
Oh, I've never worn double denim. I don't think I've ever.
I had the Levi's.
Really?
Jeans and jeans.
I think I've had one jean jacket in my life.
And a pair of yellow sunglasses. You know, like the Ali G one. In the late 90s. I looked like a Wally.
Well,
a lot of women wear a jean jacket, don't they, nowadays?
Oh, do they?
But I haven't got one. But like,
I had a couple.
You can't wear denim, can you? Like,
Shouldn't.
Shouldn't.
You shouldn't.
Does it look cool to wear denim and denim? You know what I mean?
Denim.
Some people can pull it off. I definitely didn't pull it off.
I don't think I could neither.
They serve denim aftershave. So it smells quite nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bit clothy.
Must be in the jeans. Hello, Atai. What's common among Mudryk, Lisandro, Caicedo and Vlahovic? Did they all turn down Arsenal? I think they did, didn't they?
Who's the other one?
Mudryk, Lisandro, Caicedo and Vlahovic.
Who's that from?
The Riddler.
The Riddler, you are wrong, mate, because Caicedo didn't turn down us.
No.
That's where you're wrong. He said he wanted to join us.
Well,
Brighton stopped him, so you're wrong.
He actually put in transfer request.
Exactly. So Riddler, you got it wrong. Shame on your.
Sounds like a fucking Batman villain. The way he's laughing.
Shame on your football face, Riddler. You got it wrong.
Matthew £5 says I'd force to move away by saying sell me to who I want to go to, or I'll go to Arsenal on a free, then watch Levy do business.
Yeah, exactly. That's true.
To a Campbell. Wow.
But we were saying, I think, Nick, you were saying to Lee, has Kane screwed? I don't think he's screwed Tottenham over because of the fact he's given fantastic service to them. So he hasn't screwed them over at all.
I think at the end of the day, you know, it's not his decision, is it?
No, it's not.
He signed a contract though.
He's signed for another year, and he's going to honour that, hasn't he? He's probably said to him now, you know, I'm happy to honour that contract to the end of the season. And listen, at the end of the day, there's no way he could go to Arsenal.
There would be, but I don't see it happening.
A free transfer, that it could happen. He could go to Chelsea. You know,
that'd be brilliant.
Pochettino at Chelsea.
Yeah, that's true.
But you ain't going to go there now.
No.
But come when he's a free transfer, that option could be there for him. I'm not saying he's going to take it, but it's an option for him. Like it would be to Arsenal.
There's no control then, is there?
Yeah, no. Newcastle. He'd have
to pick.
At the moment, I'm struggling to think what team. You're saying Real Madrid and Man United, maybe. They're the only two teams that are in for him. But next season on a free transfer, he's going to have he's going to have a pick of who he wants.
And also, you've got to give him respect in the fact that he hasn't down tools. He did
down tools.
Well,
he did down tools.
He went on strike.
He went on strike. He didn't turn up for about a month.
No, you're right. But once everything's sorted, he's back to.
He's got to. He's got to.
Yeah, what's he going to do?
What can he do? Not play. He's not going to play.
Yeah, but the thing is, you're right. He did down tools, and that's wrong. That's wrong.
No, well, I don't. Like, listen, I've had it. I've played in non-league football when that's happened, and players say, right, they're not going to play and all that no more because the club's forcing them to do their contracts and all that. Like, I know. I've known of a player that has actually willingly sat out of games.
Really?
Yeah, because of they didn't let him go to where he wanted to go. He still had a year of his contract left.
So what did he do?
Didn't Tevez do that for Manchester City?
Apparently, but then they won the league.
Come on, didn't he?
Back, yeah, and he used to. Honestly, I ain't naming the team and the club and the player, but he used to have to train Tuesday and Thursday, turn up on a Saturday, and he didn't play.
Until when? His contract ran out?
So his contract ran out.
How long was that?
A year.
A whole year?
No way. He didn't play a minute?
No, he just trained on a Tuesday and a Thursday. Because that was part of the contract. You have to train, be available.
Did he sit on the bench?
No, sat in the stands.
We had a similar situation with Payet.
Dimitri Payet, yeah, what a player.
Refused to play for us, What do you do? Once they refuse, what can you do? We don't
find them.
I think we find him every week until he left. But at the end of the day, you don't want anyone around that don't want to play for you, in my opinion.
Apparently,
England 3-on-2 here.
It should be 4.
It's a poor pass, really.
God, he's really weighted, didn't he?
Yeah.
Apparently that happened to Ravanelli, but he didn't even care, did he?
Look at Van Hooijdonk.
Van Hooijdonk done it,
yes.
what I mean?
Yes. Apparently Cesc did it, and I think he did. And that's terrible. Because Ivan Gazidis said it. He refused to train. And Cesc has never come out and said that's not true. So I think
if you refuse to train,
you get fined.
You get because
you're refusing to turn up at work.
Yeah,
exactly.
But at the end of the day, when you have in non-league football, it's not like massive amounts of money and all that.
No.
Like, it's just that at the end of the day, he wanted to go to another club.
Yeah.
And they just wouldn't allow it. They said no. We and he's going, look, I don't want to fight. I don't want no money or whatever.
Yeah.
And the club just said to him, right, you're going to have to train Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I reckon they thought, like, he ain't going to do that. And he bloody well did. Every Tuesday and Thursday he was there.
He left.
Lee, Martin Sanchez says, I heard Lee was a baller in his younger years. What level did he play at?
I played pretty decent level. Like,
to the baller now, actually.
Played primary school. No, I'm joking.
But I earn out of it. I done all right out of it, like, you know what I mean. But like, a lot of things going in football.
Yeah, that you don't hear about. It's true.
Football, like about money side of things and all that, and it can be a problem. It can be a problem when you've got players that are on. I'll tell you another little story quickly. Like we had a player. Again, I won't mention no name. We was all doing fairly well, getting a bit of dough and all that, like.
Yeah.
And our centre forward banged in goal. He's a good goal scorer and all that. Like he used to get 2 weeks away in Spain.
Really?
To the chairman's villa.
Yeah.
Right. Only him.
Yeah. Ooh. So I went up to him and said, "How comes he's getting that? I want to bet that." And he goes, "When you bang in 20 goals a season, you can have it." Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I have heard of that.
And that was fair enough. So he used to take his family away every season.
2 weeks.
Gretchen's coming on.
All paid.
All paid. On
wow,
that.
Really?
I tried to get even. I said, "I'll have a week, Mr. Chairman." Like, you know what I mean? He said, "You score," but I used to stop goals. You know what I mean? I was like midfielder, like, you know what I mean, or create them. But you know, but he used to bang. And I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what anybody says. I play football, whatever, like, and the hardest part of the game, scoring goals.
Scoring goals, yeah, absolutely.
Eze's coming on for his England debut.
Oh, well done.
Player we was interested in. Excellent season last season.
Used to be on our books.
Excellent player. I really like him. Hope he does well.
So do
I. Purple Patch 25 says Rice is completely invisible in this game.
Yeah,
he don't need to be. He don't need to be visible, does he?
What does he need to do?
No Raincoat says at Nicky, is Bakayoko on a free, same one for West Ham? Bakayoko? I don't think we've ever had a Bakayoko.
Yeah, you did. Is it Ibrahima Bakayoko? I think you've had a. There's been a couple of Bakayokos, but I think
Chelsea, no?
I think you had a Bakayoko.
I do
think he used to play at Chelsea. That's talking about. He had a
Bakayoko.
No, he didn't play for a year, did he?
Mutu?
No.
Lombard?
Centre half he was, and he was on a big contract, and he just didn't play for a year. Do you remember him?
It sounds familiar. I'm wondering what.
Put that in someone in the chat if you know the name of that centre. Bogard, that's it. Someone put that in the chat.
Someone put it in the chat.
Well done, yeah.
Bogard, yeah.
Winston Bogard, yeah. He played for Chelsea. He was on a big contract, and he didn't play for a year until that contract was up. Like.
Well, he's not the only one.
What would have happened was they said to him, "Oh, we've agreed a fee with so and so," and then he went, "Well, I'm not going here."
Yeah. He's not the only one.
Sorry, let me just try and read a couple of super chats before they disappear. Mo Man says $2. Said, "Think Kane tried to leave Spurs, but they blocked it."
Yes,
they did. Gracie says, "Tyler, how far do you think Arsenal will get in the Champions League next season? Who will be your dream signing in the transfer window?"
We will win the Champions League, hopefully. Hopefully. I reckon I'll be very disappointed if we don't get last
Exactly.
Really? You ain't been in it for 10 years.
We haven't, but we haven't challenged for.
Inter Milan got to the final. They weren't great, but you got to have a little. I say this now about the Champions League. You have got to have a little bit of luck along the way.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's not all about winning it. You know, like being the best team. No. Even the best teams have to have a little bit of luck. So we need a little bit of luck with draws
some of
and
these
whatever.
Younger players have got to get used to doing it. So don't be too disappointed.
So for me, I think depending who we get in the summer.
Well, a dream
signing for me. Not really. I've not got
dream
one.
Signing at all, or dream signing.
We need a couple.
That's realistic.
My dream signings would be Declan Rice and Caicedo. To get them both, I think Arsenal would be a proper team.
Is that dream signing or dream signing realistically?
I'm not sure. It just says in the transfer. I'm assuming everyone you've been linked with or who's available. You know, you can't be turning around and saying.
Lee has said Caicedo and
Rice.
So I would say. Mbappe then, because that would be an absolute dream.
Yeah, if you get one.
I said realistic.
No, well, listen.
It's not realistic. He's not going to leave.
No, but he
couldn't afford him.
Well, listen, you never know. If he's on a free, then it becomes interesting. No, he said he's not going to sign, isn't it? So then it's like if PSG don't sell him, he's then on a free, and if he's on a free, then he can negotiate.
Great skill.
Yeah, it was good.
Unbelievable skill.
Dream signing.
They ain't going to let him go away for nothing this year.
No,
I think they'll just
dream signing. He was dream signing in the transfer. Lewandowski. It would be absolutely incredible. I think for one season he'd score about 50 to 100 goals.
How many?
Lewandowski, 50 to 100 goals. Because Lewandowski, I think so.
100 goals. Sorry.
Well, maybe I'm embellishing. Okay. Maybe I'm digressing. But I think he'd score at least 50 goals. He'd be brilliant because he'd be the tapping match. All he would be, he'd be in the box.
He's 33 now, though, isn't he?
Yeah, but he can still score goals.
We need.
I don't for one season.
We do need a goal scorer.
Maybe him in his prime.
It's very hard. I think Arsenal are 2 or 3 players away from being really like the.
Yeah.
You know, I think we've got exciting forwards now.
We have. Looking dreams.
But I do think maybe a central defender as well we might need, or a right back.
And a goalkeeper.
No, I leave my Aaron out of it.
Papa Smurf is a compliment, says TPH. And mate, in all good humour, but you need to pay that £1,000 or do a forfeit. When you said Arsenal will win the quadruple.
No, but the thing, who said that?
TPH.
TPH, thank you. But I never said that. This is what I mean. I even addressed this. Have you done Lee Reacts yet?
No.
You know there's a thing where you have to go about what you said. I even did this on Ty Reacts. I'm not trying to talk about myself as in the first person.
No, I've done know nothing about this. So
you never. Oh, basically, no. Basically I done it with Cecil. It's the first one. So basically, you go through all your highlights and all that, and what you said, and do you regret this, and and all that, and it's all the interviews. So that came up about winning the quadruple. And the funny thing is, see, this is it's so interesting that sometimes people always ignore and cut out what you said. I said, and I'll say it again, and I actually said it in slow motion. So this is a lot. This if I say it in slow motion, it'll probably be longer than the show. So I said, and I'll say it so people can hear me again, because I don't know how many times to say it. I said we can win the quadruple if, okay? Because I'll do it. So
I was going to knock it. I thought it was like my old record player. I was going to give him a club.
Yeah, because people get that. We.
I'll give him a knock for him.
We
have my Michael Jackson record used to go there. Come on, mate.
Okay, well, Nick is hurrying up. Basically, I said we will win the quadruple if we have the luck of Leicester. But people seem to have forgotten that. They seem to have forgotten that and taken that completely out.
We would win the Premier League if we had the wings of an eagle.
No, you know what I mean? It was. What about the rain one? Did you regret saying that?
Of course not. Why should I regret it for? Imagine how are we letting somebody like Troy Deeney score against us? Of course not, because that's the only logical explanation. Because how on earth did we lose to that Watford team? We should have battered them. I don't know how we lost.
It ain't got nothing to do with the rain.
Well, for me, it had to do with something.
Oh, that's fair enough.
It had to do with something.
I bet this show went on for a while, didn't it?
Sometimes you just have to admit when you're shit.
Absolutely. And
sometimes you do.
And Troy Deeney knows what that's like in football terms.
What does that mean? I wouldn't have a go at him, man. He'll come pick you up and use you like a toothpick.
Yeah, but
see the size of him. He's a big old lump.
Yeah, he's a big old lump.
But we're talking about football, and that's what I'm talking about, Nick. I'm not talking about anything else, because apparently he's had a go at me again.
Yeah, I had a saying about it, said about that on the Invincibles.
That's what it is.
Bang out of order.
So you know what I mean? That's what.
Listen, he had Ty has a go at him. He has a go at Ty, which is like
Hey, listen, right? Let me just say this right now, right? Before it goes on, right? Look, we all put ourselves in the spotlight.
Yeah,
and we all sit there.
Yeah,
Jenny Hudson.
No, we all sit there and we will criticise people.
Yes,
including people like Troy Deeney. And sometimes we get a little bit shocked when they come back and say...
No, I don't mind him having a go at anybody there. But what he turned around and said...
What did he say?
He turned around and said... I've spoken to Arsenal players.
Yeah, so he reckons.
And they've all said they don't like Ty.
Yeah.
Oh, that's out.
Do you see what I mean?
That is not true.
Thank you. I hope it's not true. That's what I'm saying. That's personal.
That is scandalous.
You don't get personal.
What?
Scandalous mistake.
Yeah, I'm not having that.
Exactly. You don't get personal.
No, I ain't having that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can call him this and call him that. And listen, Troy Deeney, right? Let's get this right. And fans say this.
Yeah.
Troy Deeney's crap as a footballer. He ain't crap as a footballer.
No, because he wouldn't have made it.
He wouldn't have made it.
Exactly.
If you're a professional footballer, you're a good player. You know what I mean? But we say that. You know what I mean? Like, oh, he's crap. He shouldn't be playing football.
I've never said that.
You cannot, right, blag. You can blag being a bricklayer, you can blag being a builder and playing. You cannot blag being a professional footballer.
Exactly,
you will get found out somewhere along the line.
That's a good job.
No.
Yeah, funny. Nick is funny, isn't he?
I'm joking.
So go on.
So you go through trials, you go through this training and all that. To get to where you will get found out.
Yes.
And so he is a good footballer. And anybody at that level, and to make a living out of it, and good luck to him. I will say this about him, and I've said this on the Invincibles as well. Ty going on about the Kahunas thing. I think he done us a favour by saying that. Like, he highlighted it.
But wasn't he disrespectful?
I don't care if he's been disrespectful. He highlighted it. Are Arsenal like that now? No. So he done us a favour, in my opinion.
Okay, that's one way of looking at it.
But from that point of view, to turn around and say, you know, you can never go Ty the way he dresses, you can never go the way he talks or his opinion.
But that's personal stuff. The thing is, sorry, Lee, to interrupt you. When we talk about football. We don't talk about. I've never said anything, and I wouldn't, about him. Personal. That's wrong. That's taking it.
I've seen a lot of people that have.
But I wouldn't because I don't. That's one thing. I never get personal.
It's only at the end of the day, look, for whatever reason it is, but for him to turn around and say that, I just think it was totally unnecessary.
That's unnecessary. It is unnecessary. But
as a professional, spiteful, and as a professional footballer, he should take the higher ground, the moral ground, and just not.
Why are you talking like that? But the thing is, what have I said? Outside football.
I don't know what you've said, Ty.
Well, I've basically said
that would make any Arsenal player not like you because
thank you.
You know.
But as it happens, when I see Aaron Ramsey, he's looking around and goes, "That twat Ty ain't here, is he?" Like?
Let me just read a couple of these super chats because people accuse me of stealing their money in the chat. I'm not having this. Gracie, what do you think of Havertz links Ty?
Well, it's interesting. Robbie was talking about this. That's Robbie, like the one and only Robbie Love on the station, which I will not name, about this. And apparently it's allegedly happening. Well, listen, if he can fit in and do a good job, then who are we to say no?
I think that we need other areas before we do that.
Yeah, that's what Robbie was saying.
That's my opinion. But I'm not knocking it in any shape or form.
Listen, if he does come in and does a good job, then I'm all for it.
And I'm not knocking anything that they want to bring in.
Yeah.
They've done a good job recently. Right?
Yeah, they have done a good job.
That's exactly what you were saying.
I look at our midfield and I look at it and I go, what do we need? We need, especially if Xhaka going, we need two midfield players like a Rice or a Caicedo. And if we're not going for them because we're going for Havertz, then I'm not so keen.
Bit silly, yeah. Ty, Lee and Nicky, big up to you all. Hope you're all well. Top four next year.
Hope you're
Are you talking to me? Top four? Maybe. No. Of course it's not top four.
Hopefully title for us, hopefully next year, hopefully.
We're going to win it next year.
Let's hope so.
Do the business in the transfer window this time around. We will win it.
He's going to VAR.
What's VAR?
Potential penalty. Well, if he's going for it's a penalty. Oh, not this handball lark again, please.
Oh my Lord.
It's a penalty.
Well, it is a penalty in the.
Who's going to take it then? Reggie, Callum Wilson. Yeah, I think
that's harsh, isn't it?
That is harsh. No, he's put his hand out there, Lee. Look. Look like he's waving the ball.
Listen, it's a penalty nowadays, but in my opinion, it's not a penalty.
No, he's put his hand out.
He's put his hand out.
The Jack Grealish one in the cup finals never.
No, that was ridiculous.
I don't think that was a penalty either. But
that's the penalty he's giving that.
So who's going to take it then? Harry Kane's off it.
Callum Wilson.
Yeah.
No, I reckon.
Penalty. Callum Wilson.
No, I don't reckon it will be Wilson. Rashford? Maybe.
Oh, good shout. Good shout, Rashford. Yeah, good shout. He's a good penalty taker, Rashford.
Handball. This should be 4.
Oh, it's harsh.
No, watch from this angle. This is the angle, right?
He sort of blocked it.
Yeah.
But what I would say is that is a natural reaction when someone's kicking something that could hurt you towards you, you know?
So who's taking it?
I don't think, that is a penalty.
It is Wilson. Callum Wilson.
Did I say that?
Yeah, you did say that, mate. I thought Rashi would have took this one, if I'm honest.
Well, it's a chance for...
Has he scored for England, Wilson?
No, he hasn't.
I don't think he has.
So this will be his first...
I think he has scored one, hasn't he?
I don't think he has.
I don't know. Who knows?
I think he will score. He's very good at penalties. I don't think he's ever missed a penalty.
He's nervous.
More nervous than Callum Wilson. But I expect him to score.
Second ever international goal. I'm right again.
Good pen.
Well done. Good penalty.
4-0.
Yeah.
I'm right again.
You are right again. We haven't had no questions in the chat.
No, because you don't get them right.
What do you mean I don't get it? What do you mean I don't get it? Yeah, right. Funny enough, you're saying that. And Nicky was saying the super chat. You're saying it wasn't only Bogard, it was Bernard Lambert, it was Fro de Gro, that's Chelsea, yeah, who didn't play and were on big money. Big money. There was even
but I didn't. That wasn't the question, was it? It was Winston Bogard was the answer.
No, but I'm saying.
Who was the midfielder? Mario Stanic. Remember him?
Yes, Mario Stanic. Yeah.
He's
a good player. He was Chelsea player. Very good player.
He's got
Stanic, very good player. Was he Croatian or
on the first? Yeah,
when he kicked it up.
Yeah, he done like a
brilliant. Yeah.
Mario Stanic. What a good player he was.
Mario Stanic. Yeah. But that's what I mean. So Chelsea had loads of players like that who just didn't play. And Bernard Lambert.
They had a lot of players, Chelsea, back just pre Abramovich era.
Yeah.
Where they was like really good players, but at the end of their careers.
Yeah,
he's missed it.
He's 5.
Is he? It's got on his debut. Where they was like good players, but at the end of their career, like the Vialis and Mark
Sola.
God rest his soul.
Well, he stayed for years, didn't he? But
good players, though.
Hullet.
Rude,
Glenn Hoddle.
Yes, it's true.
Like going back in the day, and I don't mean this horribly to Chelsea, right? Their iconic player was Kerry Dixon.
Yes,
Dennis
Kerry
Wise.
Dixon,
Remember Dennis Wise?
Yeah.
He was
now they've got all these
Chopper Harris,
superstars.
Ron Chopper Harris, yes. Yeah, Kerry Dixon, yes, that's right. Yeah.
Played against
to be
him,
fair, pre-Abramovich era, right? And this is not a knock to Chelsea either. There might be something. They weren't a lot bigger than us. West Ham. They didn't have a lot more trophies than us. I think they had one or two more trophies.
Same sort of ilk, weren't they? I remember going to Chelsea, Stamford Bridge. I don't know when it was, 70s or 80s and all that. Like, it was empty.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
There was hardly anybody there.
I remember that. Yeah.
And it was like no stands. It was a stand.
The shed.
The shed in.
Yeah, but no, do you remember the big stand? It was a big stand, and the rest
like
was.
A dog track.
It was out of proportion to the other side. It was just this massive stand on the.
Yeah, I remember it.
The left-hand side. You know what I mean? And it was massive, and there was just a bowl round it, like, you know what I mean?
It was a dog track, wasn't it? I'm sure it was a dog track. Or a speedway track or something.
Chelsea's a nice area, isn't it? Obviously, like, you know what I mean? It's probably the worst part of Chelsea was the actual ground. But actually...
Still is.
Oh!
Right, no, I've got to say, I'm going to say it now. Chelsea's one of the best grounds to go to now.
Chelsea have more European heritage in London than anyone in London.
That doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
They've won 2 European Cups, yeah. And I think they've won the Cup Winners' Cup as well.
Well, we've won 2 European trophies, even though people think we've won none.
No, but
can you imagine?
Pre-Abramovich, I don't think they'd won much more. Honestly,
no.
FA Cup, I think they'd won 4 FA Cups. Yeah. I think they'd won a UEFA Cup.
They won the league twice, and they won. The last time they won was 1950.
Exactly. No, that's right.
Gracie's 499 super chat. Thank you very much. Deeney was a low blow on Ty. All Ty does is support his team. He should not have went personal. Awful form from Deeney. Should we do you want us to fucking fight him or what?
No,
he's weighing me up now.
no, Nicky.
He's a big lad, isn't he?
Thank you very much.
Apparently, like Robbie was saying, he's a nice guy as well. So he's just look. He's had.
But why did he go that?
Exactly.
I don't know. It's just
exactly. I think.
Do you know? Have you listened to it?
No, I don't need to. What?
So who told you then? Is it taken out of context or what?
No, they told me. AFTV. They told me about it. We said I listen.
Has anyone listened to the Deeney stuff? Is it taken out of context?
No, I've seen it.
You've seen it?
Yeah,
thank you very much.
When I see it, I was fuming.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Lee. Thank you very much, Gracie, for
because
that.
Because I think you can.
I'm not going to fight Troy Deeney.
No, I'm not going to fight him or anything like that.
Verbally, all day. Verbally.
If I see him, I walk across the other side of the road. Like,
verbally,
but like, what I'm saying is, he is a professional footballer. He's
exactly. You can't act like that.
He takes the moral ground, doesn't he?
No, but the thing, what I don't know. The thing is, what I would like to ask him, what is he annoyed about? I don't know, because I can't understand. He had a go at us. I had a go back at him. Am I allowed to have a go back at him? And when I said it in football terms and nothing cool. And the funny thing is, I've even said, and I'll say it again, and you can quote me, I will take him out verbally even when I'm sleeping. That's how confident. No, it's true. No, it's true. So, like I said, if he's brave enough, come and face me in football terms. If you're brave enough, Troy Deeney. This is going out to you, Troy Deeney. I'm talking to you now.
Dominic said Deeney would chill all three here in seconds.
Yeah, he probably would. I'm not saying that, but that doesn't mean to say he's a bigger and better man.
But Dominic,
at the end of the day, he may be whatever he is and all that. But at the end of that, to say what he said, about players saying that, even if they had said, which I doubt they have, and if they have, name the players that have.
Exactly.
But I just think that is a low blow.
That's ridiculous. And Dominic, if you're saying that, he'd probably chin you first. But that's not he's true. But that's not the point. We're not talking about that. We're talking about football and verbal. We're not talking about anything.
Anyway, he's a lot younger than me, Troy Deeney. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when
he's younger than me as well.
If he was my age, then I fancy myself. You know what I mean? Like,
listen.
We don't need to play it. No one's going to chin Troy Deeney, and Troy Deeney isn't going to chin.
Exactly.
We're
but
joking.
Verbally, I'd finish him.
And me and Ty will disagree on this. When he said it, I made him right.
Well, listen, you know what I say to that? Even if he was right, there is a certain thing about.
He actually said he regretted saying it because he's got a lot of stick over it. But like,
he regrets it. Yeah,
I still say that done us a favour because he highlighted it.
Well, so you remember what he said, Lee? Because he not only said that, he tried to call the Super World Cup winner Mesut naive. But yeah, Mesut's got a World Cup. Has Deeney got a World Cup? This is what I'm saying.
Listen, at the end of the day, Ty,
that was ridiculous.
What he's saying,
it's disrespect.
What he's saying is that if teams play football against, if Watford played football against us, we ain't going to beat them. But if we can get in their faces and they crumble, and that's what he did. But what he done then is, from that moment on, have you seen Arsenal crumble like that?
Okay, I've seen him crumble. And what's even funny is that in that game, Richarlison dived and got a penalty, but we don't want to talk about the next game now. He got sent off for elbowing Lucas, and he was swearing, wasn't he? Yeah. Wasn't he? And since then, he cursed himself in football. Because where is he? What's he doing now? Oh, he's at Birmingham City. Exactly. And nobody.
Well, that's harsh, you know what I mean?
No, it's true.
It's at the end of his career, man.
Yeah, it is.
I actually like Troy Deeney.
The end is weird.
He was one of them players.
End is.
If he played against you, hated him, but if he played for you,
he used all of his tools to his advantage and call credit to him and all that.
He used to wind us up saying chronic.
Yeah, and he's earned a career out of playing football, so he's done something good.
He has.
But don't mention that about Arsenal players. You know what I mean?
That's one thing. You never make it. Once you make it personal, you lose the argument because we're talking about football. We're not talking about anything else or anybody else. We're talking about football, and that's what I should say.
What was a good thing about it is he turned around and said, "I kept getting at it and all that, and he hears about it. When Ty has a go at him, he knows." So, so that's it,
Anson says, if a Premier League, €5 by the way, thank you very much. If a Premier League team wins a Conference League Cup and a Carabao Cup, will it be a major double?
It'd be some kind of double.
It's a double, isn't it?
I don't know if it'd be major, but it will be a double.
You don't actually say if you win the league, and which Manchester City have done on numerous occasions, and they've also won the Carabao Cup. You don't actually turn around and say Man City won a double, do you?
Exactly. That's a good point.
The double's a double, isn't it?
Leachy said, "This is boring now, guys. Move it along." We've got a minute left.
And so is your super chat. Thank you.
Martin said,
I'm joking.
Question here, Lee. Who was the most famous or best footballer you faced in your younger years?
Did you face
anyone that went on to become big?
Yeah, few players.
Can you name them?
Played a lot.
Can you name them? Any?
It's a few a few Spurs players.
Don't name them.
No. One player I played with for a long while was good player, still a friend now, and played for Spurs, Steve Sedgley.
Steve Sedgley,
he was a top player when I was
younger. He was a good player, yeah.
Played Ian Dowie was at Hendon when I was there.
Ian Dowie.
Before he got his move to... No, he was only there a few weeks and he's got him moved to Luton from there.
All right, Ian Dowie. I know his brother and his niece. Natasha.
He was there.
Bob.
Bob played for Cheshunt for a while. So I've played with some good players along the way. Some that played in the Premier League. Played against Vinnie Jones.
Really?
Really?
That weren't pleasurable.
Right.
Oh, it's over.
That's over. England 4, Malta 0. Pretty standard.
4-0. So you said 5.
Bang on the England bit.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
He's coach.
Yeah,
I never knew that.
You said 5-0.
I said 5.
Yeah, so you was the
I said
closest.
6. Yeah.
And you said 8.
I said so I'll well out on that one, like, you know.
Yes, pretty standard.
Listen, I think we've done well to get through that game. It was never going to be entertaining.
Without any injuries.
I hope everybody enjoyed it, because it's hard to really focus on the football, really, because it was too one-sided, wasn't it? Like,
it was
very
one-sided.
Look, his bleepers going off, like, and he was, like, you know what I mean? Just started, yeah, like, you know.
Well, hopefully they're having pizza, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty standard. Ty, sum it up.
What we expected, to be honest.
Yeah.
I just hope that
Bukayo
Bukayo
that's
isn't
a great
injured.
point.
Thank you. I just hope Bukayo isn't injured, and also the question.
Look at that group.
The question has to be asked: why didn't Eberechi and Callum Wilson come on sooner? Why didn't they come on at half time? That's the question.
I don't know.
That group there, look, Italy are in it, and
so it'd be England.
We beat Italy, didn't we? First game.
It'd be England.
We've beaten Ukraine, Italy, and Malta, so
we're pretty much qualified now.
Yeah.
To be fair, Saka's on the pitch. He can't be that injured.
Precaution.
Right, we're going to be wrapping this up now.
Thank you very much.
England are playing again in the middle
Monday.
of the week. Monday.
North Macedonia.
So we're
back in Monday.
We'll be back here on Monday.
Looking forward to it.
Absolutely.
Do not forget, afterwards there is a boxing stream, so don't go anywhere.
There is.
Stick around on
Is this the one at York Hall?
Possibly.
No. Yes.
Yeah, I think there's a big event there today, isn't there? Like, yeah.
So don't go anywhere. So the boxing stream will come up, and we'll be back on Monday. If you're new around here, subscribe. One thing left for us to say. Catch you Monday.
Good night.
Thank you.